cut. But to play World Championships is really cool to learn about the hockey kind of culture, I guess.
The pucks, they like to dump pucks in and go get it. And forever Finland's had kind of the more of a North American mentality with their game, and it just makes them really, really tough to play against.
Well, looking forward to the results of that. And Army, thanks a lot for taking the time to jump on with us and talk about it. And we will once again talk to you before the game tomorrow when the Penguins meet the Columbus Blue Jackets.
All right, anytime, buddy. I'm watching all the hockey, so I got you covered.
And another half hour's gone by, and you're still the king.
That's right. Here we go. Keep it going.
He's the first.
Thank you.
First guy to score a goal in the Winter Classic, and he did it just 21 seconds into the game up there in Buffalo, and no one's been able to beat that record. All hail the king, Colby Armstrong. We'll be back with Dan Muse on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
SiriusXM is the world leader in podcasts. The biggest audiences, the best variety, and the most award nominations of any podcast network. Now, you can hear them all on a limited edition channel, Podcast Radio. From comedy with Conan O'Brien and Smartless.
So much fun.
Love you guys. Entertainment and pop culture with Call Her Daddy.
This is fun.
And lifestyle and self-improvement with Mel Robbins. Find your new favorite on Podcast Radio, SiriusXM 109, and on the SiriusXM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
If you're 500 right now, you must play over 600 hockey. How many of these 600 teams are sustainable? At the very end of the day, playing musical chairs, there's only going to be a few spots and way too many butts. And the teams that lose will make but. And I think for some teams, the math is already not on their side.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind, wrist the line, and walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
MLS, NWSL, the USL, and more, covering the beautiful game here at home. American soccer lives on SiriusXM FC 157.
.com/groups for all the details.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, your neighborhood Ford store. Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs are the official vehicles of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now it's time for Muse's Musings.
Penguins have won 3 in a row. And now an interesting twist in the sense that if they want to make it 4 in a row, they got to beat the team that they just beat. They got to beat them again. That's not easy to do, and Detroit is going to have revenge on their minds. And here's what Dan Muse said about trying to continue the momentum for the Penguins.
I mean, I think it's the same thing we've talked about all year. You know, we want to make sure we're moving from one game to the next. We want to make sure that we're continuing to look at areas that we can improve, kind of continue to clean things up. But, yeah, I mean, that's been the approach all year.
Yep, and he likes to say the word continue because he just wants things to continue in the way that he's building this team and the mindset that he wants his players to have. So we'll see if it pays off today in Detroit. 2 minutes with the old 2-9er is next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank. NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Pittsburgh Penguins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Penguins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Penguins.
Looking for an easy way way to go green? With Indra Energy's Green Tree plans, you can help reforest the planet just by powering your home. Green Tree plans are 100% zero emission, supporting clean energy and a healthier planet. Plus, earn tree plantings every single month based on your energy usage. Terms and conditions apply. Make the simple switch to a plan that gives back sustainably. Grow your forest today at greentreeplan.com. Indra Energy, a new way to power your life.
When you're craving a savory snack that's energy boosting, nitrate free, high in protein, and full of flavor, you want the original Mr. Donair beef jerky. High quality protein, finest U.S. beef cuts, nitrate free, premium meat snacks, power play performance. Mr. Donair, proud to be the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
So, who's up for dessert?
Ah, tempting, but I should check my balance first.
Don't worry, I got it.
No, all good. Dessert's on me.
Ever hesitate before making a purchase? What if you could always know? You can with S&T's mobile banking. Check your balance, pay friends on the spot, track your spending anytime, anywhere, all from your phone. Visit stbank.com to learn more and download our mobile app today. S&T Bank, member FDIC.
This is the Pittsburgh Penguins Hockey Network. This copyrighted broadcast is the property of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Any rebroadcast or reproduction of all or part of this broadcast, or any descriptions or accounts of this game therein without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Penguins is strictly prohibited.
Welcome to 2 Minutes of the Old 2-Niner. 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 Welcome to 2 Minutes of the Old 2-Niner.
Time for 2 minutes with the Old 2-Niner. Brought to you by your Pittsburgh area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing.
Welcome to 2 Minutes of the Old 2-Niner. Pens and Red Wings this afternoon. We're joined now by Penguins winger Rutger McGroarty. And Rutger, a lot of connections for you in the state of Michigan. Not only were you a Michigan Wolverine, but also part of the National Development Program, the USNTDP in Plymouth down the road. I'm sure a lot of friends and maybe family too will be in the stands watching you against the Red Wings today.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anytime you get to come back to the city that you live in. Grew up going to Joe Louis, LCA, watching the Red Wings play. So it's a pretty cool moment for me and my family. And hopefully we can get a win for them tonight.
I know it's only one game, and you guys didn't get a ton of ice time because of all the special teams the other night against the Wings. But just your first impressions on Igor Chinakhov and his skill set.
Yeah, he's quite the player. One of my best buddies, Adam Fantilli, was in Columbus with him. So I just called him, asked him about him. He's like, man, just wait until you see this guy shoot the puck. He's one of the best shots I've ever seen, and he can fly. I also think that his IQ is really good too. So he's a lot of fun to play with, and I'm excited to continue to play with him.
Last one for you, Rutger. You haven't been here a long time, but you've been here long enough to see, as a group, you guys have had a spell where you didn't play great, and now you seem to have found some traction coming out of the Christmas break. Can you put your finger on not so much the X's and O's, but is there something kind of an intangible thing without getting too much into behind the scenes stuff, an intangible thing that maybe has got you back on your winning ways?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, no team likes losing at all. But while we were going through that little dry spell, I think that we stayed positive. We stuck to the little details in the room, and I think we have to embrace this suck together. I think that once you go through those hard times, it's easy to turn on each other, point fingers, not thumbs. So I think everybody kind of took a look in the mirror and said, what can I do better for this team? And I think that at the end of the day, that's what winning teams do. And I think that we stuck together in this room, and now we've seemed to find our game a little bit more, and hopefully we can just keep going.
Thanks for doing this. All the best. Go get the Wings. Have a great game.
Thank you.
All right, that's Rutger McGroarty. And you're 2 minutes with the Old 2-Niner. Enjoy the hockey game.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Because life. Now it is time for the Highmark Injury Update.
Of course, Rutger McGroarty was the captain of the U.S. World Junior team, and I'm sure he's not happy to see them get eliminated last night in the World Junior Championships. But great endorsement there from Adam Fantilli on Igor Chinakhov, who can really skate, 6'1", 200 pounds, and He can fire the puck, so I just think that was a great pickup by the Penguins. Really looking forward to seeing him blossom with the Penguins. The Powerball jackpot, by the way, is $64 million. We'll get to that in a moment, but the Red Wings have no injuries. Penguins without Gino, Caleb Jones, and Philip Hollander. And you can play the Powerball at your local retailer or online. You have to be 18 or older to participate. Please do so responsibly. PA Lottery benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Once again, the jackpot, $64 million for the Powerball drawing tonight. Stay tuned now for Joe Brand and the Old 2-Niner coming at you from Detroit. The Penguins and the Red Wings on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It takes all of us to take action and bring awareness to create a better community and environment. Penguins Pledge brings together key Penguins business partners with a common goal to create a more environmentally conscious community. Together with our Pledge Impact partners, Davey Tree, Excelitas, Duquesne Light Company, and WM, Penguins Pledge is a commitment to a better and more sustainable Pittsburgh. Learn more at pittsburghpenguins.com/Penguins Pledge. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Centers. Hockey comes alive. Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Ever dreamed about signing with the Penguins? Now you can. With the Penguins Power Play package from FMB, you can be a part of the team with a Pens branded debit card, cashback credit card, and personal checks. Plus, score exclusive rewards like discounts on tickets, Pens gear, and more. Sign with the Penguins at fmb-online.com/Penguins. FMB, the official bank of the Pittsburgh Penguins. FMB, member FDIC, credit card subject to approval. See site for details.
Just like defensemen have to protect the crease, you have to protect the paint of your car. Mr. Magic Car Wash is offering a free Paint Protect wash valued at $25 to all new customers. Visit MrMagicCarWash.com to redeem your free wash today.
Stay warm this winter with Glassmere Fuel Service, your MVP for heating oil and propane in Pittsburgh. Call 800-235-9054 or visit Glassmere.com. Glassmere Fuel Service, keeping your home warm at a competitive price, season after season.
No matter the occasion, there's always a reason to celebrate with a DQ ice cream cake. Creamy DQ soft serve and the chocolatey crunch center is great at any get-together. Customize yours today at DQ.com. DQ is the official ice cream and ice cream cake of the Penguins. Two things you can't argue: everyone loves free, and everyone loves chocolate chip cookies. Get to the Penguins mobile app and grab your offer for a free chocolate chip cookie from select Crumble locations on any Penguins home game day. From Crumble, official partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh.
Crosby centering past Malkin, trying to get a couple jabs in. He shoots and scores! Crosby, backhanded pass, left score from Sidney Crosby.
Oh, get in the fast lane, Grandma. The bingo game is ready to roll.
The Pittsburgh Penguins Radio Network proudly presents Penguins Hockey. The Penguins Radio Network is presented by S&T Bank and brought to you in part by Number One Cochrane, Go One Better, by IC Light, by McDonald's, providing you the official burger of the Pittsburgh Penguins, by Get Go Cafe and Market, Get Go, where the Pens go, by Coca-Cola, founding partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, by Clearview Federal Credit Union, helping people enjoy a better life, and by Indra Energy, an official Penguins Pledge champion partner. Penguins Hockey on the Radio begins now.
The Pittsburgh Penguins hope their start to the year of 2026 continues to look like the start to the 2025 portion of the regular season. With 3 straight wins, including the most recent against these Red Wings, the Penguins come into Motown for a matchup against the Eastern Conference leading Winged Wheel. Welcome in, Penguins fans, and welcome to Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Alongside the old 2-Niner, we got him back over from the TV broadcast. It's Phil Bourque. I'm Joe Brand. Borky, 3 straight wins for this Penguins team since the Christmas break. What have you liked most from their surge?
Well, I like Blake Lizotte back in the lineup. I like the goaltending. I like the special teams. I like the star talent. They're scoring goals again. They're having fun. The joy is back in their game. They're paying the price physically. They're doing all the little things. Sounds like October, right, Joe?
It does.
Yeah, the same things we were talking about. And it's remarkable that you can go on such a slide like the Penguins went on, where they lost 8 straight. I get it, Joe. They had 4 loser points in there, 0-4-4, but it didn't feel like that because of the way they were losing the games. And to be able to dust yourself off, and now, as you mentioned, you've won 3 straight coming out of the Christmas break, 4 of your last 5, and all of a sudden you got yourself sniffing again, right? You're sniffing into the wild card. That's how quick things can change in the Eastern Conference and the Metropolitan Division, and you got to find a way. You got to find a way to keep this train chugging down the tracks, because at some point of this season, it might as well be now, Joe. You have to make up for that slide. You can't just go on a little bit of a little blip on the radar where you win 3 or 4 and then you go on a slide again. Forget about it. You're not going to make the playoffs. The numbers start staring you in the face as we will be knocking on the halfway mark tomorrow afternoon in Columbus. So, yeah, just a lot of the little things are back into the Penguins game. And for me, the biggest thing, it's the intangible things of all the little details, the stuff that they don't make it onto the score sheet. They don't make it onto the stats pack. But it's stuff that I know up here in the booth we appreciate, because we've seen what happens when they don't do that, as they went through in November.
Sure.
But we saw what happens to this team when they do it like they did in October.
Well, I think exactly how you led off with Blake Lizotte. His return has definitely put things together for this Penguins team. All 4 lines, the penalty kill as well. Speaking of the penalty kill, Penguins got a good look at it in the last game against the Detroit Red Wings. So staying out of the box would be nice, but the Penguins still played a very impressive game against the Wings. It was the Wings' second half of a back-to-back. In fact, today is the first time since the Christmas break the Penguins aren't playing a team that are on the second half of a back-to-back. But the Wings are atop the Eastern Conference now this late in the season for the first time in a decade. What would you like to see carried over from the last game against Detroit into today?
Well, as you mentioned, I mean, you got to stay out of the box. This is the number 4 power play in the league, and they are so dangerous. I mean, that they only got 1 goal out of their 8 tries is really incredible, because the Penguins, they kept shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, self-inflicted pain. But what I would like to see, I want to see Stuart Skinner in goal duplicate what he did in his last game against the Montreal Canadiens, where he was right from the puck drop, right from the first save that he made was a confident save. I want to see the Penguins special teams take over a hockey game. And I want to see the kid line, so to speak. They got to get on the board, right, Joe? We've done a lot of good things. We got a cool little nickname for them now, but at the end of the day, they're not producing like they should be producing, considering how talented they are.
Yeah, it's something we were talking about before the game, that they have generated chances, opportunities, but have just been unable to find that finishing touch. Ben Kindle still looking for his first goal in his last 8 games. He has just 1 assist during that stretch. I want to go back to the goaltending, which you started with. Stuart Skinner back in net today as he looks for now his second win with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Picked up his first one in the victory against Carolina. But this is another attribute of the Penguins game that seems to get back to where it was at the beginning of the year. The goalie rotation, but just the goalie success. There's been a lot of consistency from these guys over these last 4 or 5 games. What have you noticed from Stuart Skinner's game at all, if any of a change?
I think when I'm talking about Stuart Skinner, I feel like I'm talking about Arthur Shelov's. There's some similarities to their game. They're both good-sized goaltenders, around 6'4", but they're not so much, maybe Skinner a little bit more than Shelov's, but into that butterfly early, look big, good positional. I think Shelov's is a little more athletic, a little more active in the blue paint, where I think that Stuart Skinner really depends on his patience of when he goes down into the butterfly, because he's not as athletic moving laterally from side to side as Shelov's is, but his positioning is really, really good. And I think that's what I'll be looking for here for Stuart Skinner are his heels on the goal line or his toes on the top of the blue paint. And if it's the latter, that tells me he's confident. He's challenging in a smart way, smart, aggressive play. But also, the recent wins, one of the common quotes of the goaltenders in their post-game comments is they're applauding their team for the way they, number one, clear the front of the net and compete in front of the net, but also the amount of block shots, right? And that tells you how much a goaltender appreciates and understands how hard it is and how unselfish you have to be to just lay your body on the line for the sake of saving your goaltender that one more save.
Yeah, I think that was totally on display in the Carolina game especially. The Penguins just did a very nice job of limiting the chances for the Carolina Hurricanes. This is Stuart Skinner's 6th appearance against Detroit in his career. John Gibson will be in net for the Detroit Red Wings, making his 17th appearance against the Pens, the former Duck. This is the only time we get here to Detroit this year. We were talking about it's kind of a bummer. It's wonderful coming to this building. Everything about it is just done so well. Obviously, our perch is fantastic, but this is a fun place to watch a hockey game, especially during the day. I bet these fans here are thrilled to have an afternoon hockey game here today.
It's kid day here, too.
It is.
Yeah, which gets you jumping up and down, Joe, you know. Newborn at home.
Brings me back to my youth.
Get on the road and peace and quiet. Just do a hockey game, and you got screaming kids in your ear again. No, I'm kidding. I know you love it, but you're right. I've said this before, and I say this when we go to Buffalo, and I say it here to Detroit too, because both those teams have missed the playoffs for so long now. Buffalo, the longest in the National Hockey League at 14 years. We need those teams to be better. We need them to be in the playoffs. We need that rivalry in the Atlantic Division. And even for Pittsburgh, you know, the close proximity, Pitt and Buffalo, Pitt and Detroit. We need them to be better. Not here tonight. I want them to stink here this afternoon, I should say. But I think that the league is in a better place when you have teams with great history and tradition like Detroit and Buffalo to be better, to be in the playoffs. And just because Detroit has had a great start and they're number one in their division right now doesn't mean they're out of the woods. Doesn't mean you can start ordering your playoff tickets, because it's still a fragile team that is still finding their way. Things have been going pretty swimmingly for them so far this year, but still, there's some fragility there.
Yeah, they're definitely thrilled about the Detroit Red Wings, who have been on this Yzer plan for quite some time, but still missing out on the postseason. But coming into this game, 24-14-4. The Penguins handed them just their 6th non-win in one-goal fashion the other day. I mean, that shows a solid team right there. If Detroit's able to pull out 14 one-goal victories out of 20 total.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That tells you kind of where they're at, right? 14-2-4 in those one-goal games. 42 games played, 20 of the 42. So pretty much half of their games have been one-goal games. So it tells you how close they are to winning and how close they are to losing. Sure. But also, you know, they have a nice blend of veteran players, you know, with Van Riemsdyk and Patrick Kane here. They've got a veteran coach. And they have young players that are not so young anymore, right? They're starting to kind of get the rough edges off, and now they look like they belong. So there's a really nice balance here, and that definitely helps in those one-goal games, that you have guys that have been there, done it before, especially Patrick Kane with the 3 Stanley Cup rings in his pocket, to kind of be a calming influence to say, hey, boys, we're okay. We're okay. Like, maybe you just blew a 2-goal. Hey, let's just get the next one, and you win that game, whether it's in regulation or a bonus hockey.
Patrick Kane still sitting on 498 career goals, closing in on the 500-goal club. Todd McClellan in for his 2nd year as the head coach of the Detroit Red Wings, but his first full season as he replaced Derek Lalonde last year around January. But he became the 3rd fastest Detroit head coach to 50 wins earlier this week against the Winnipeg Jets. It took him just 89 games as the Wings play host to the Penguins today. This is Game 2 of a 3-game series between the Pens and the Wings. It'll wrap up in late March in Pittsburgh. That'll be March 31st against the Detroit Red Wings to finish things off. As the Pens and Wings get ready, here from Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. We'll have Puck Drop for you next. It's a great day for hockey, and it's all here on the Penguins Radio Network, the only local call for you in the Pittsburgh area on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Penguins theme nights are back at PPG Paints Arena, and this year they're bigger than ever. Fan favorites return, including Pucks and Paws, Star Wars Night, and Grateful Dead Night. Plus, we're adding exciting new nights you won't want to miss. Standout nights include Ugly Holiday Sweater Night, Mr. Rogers Neighborhood Day, Margaritaville Night, Country Night, and Peanuts Day. Ticket packages with exclusive gift with purchase are available now while supplies last. Check out the full lineup and secure your seats now at PittsburghPenguins.com/promotions. Penguin season presented by UPMC.
Dear team, thanks for showing up for me with the best face paint and taunting the other team in the kindest way. For standing on your seat when I need the support and screaming until your throat hurts because you know it makes a difference. For wearing my number. For being the best teammates a player could ask for. At Highmark, we're proud to be cheering alongside the best teammates. Fans like you. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Official health plan of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Kimberly-Clark Professional is proud to be a champion sustainability partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Together, they are driving change to help reduce impact through a commitment to sustainable products and services. Learn more at kcprofessional.com/sustainability.
Tickets for the 7th Annual Penguins Night of Assists are on sale now. Join us on Tuesday, January 27th at Rivers Casino and spend the evening playing themed games and winning prizes with Penguins players. This year's theme, Pittsburgh is Home, celebrates the culture and uniqueness of our great city of champions. Guests can score big with our one-of-a-kind auction featuring autographed sports memorabilia and a chance to fly with the Penguins. Tickets will go fast. Get yours today and celebrate in true Pittsburgh style. Visit shop.pittsburghpenguinsfoundation.org now to score your ticket today. Must be 21 or older to attend.
In Pittsburgh, champions aren't just born, they're built. And NSS Life has been part of that winning legacy for decades.
We've stood with the city's champions on and off the field,
building futures that are strong, secure, and built to last.
NSS Life is proud to be part of Pittsburgh's past and your future.
NSS Life, the official life insurance company of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
NSS Life, where family matters.
Tender Care Learning Centers, the early education professionals, has been providing quality child care and preschool education for over 40 years. To find one of our 20 convenient locations near you, visit tendercarelc.org. Tender Care Learning Centers is the child care provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Kimberly-Clark Professional is proud to be a champion sustainability partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Together, they are driving change to help reduce impact through a commitment to sustainable products and services. Learn more at kcprofessional.com/sustainability.
At UPMC Hillman Cancer Center, we believe cancer care shouldn't just be good enough. It should be life-changing. As the region's only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center, we provide groundbreaking treatments and innovative clinical trials with renowned cancer specialists and a compassionate support system for patients and their families. Discover more at upmchillman.com/lifechanging.
Hey Penguins fans, do you work for, own, or know a deserving, local, woman-owned Pittsburgh business? In honor of Women's History Month, the Penguins and 84 Lumber are joining forces to give back to a woman-owned business within our community and provide them with a $25,000 grant to further support their business. Head to www.pittsburghpenguins.com/empowerhergrant to submit your nominations, and fans will get to select the winner. The Empower Her Grant is a part of 84 Lumber's LIFT program with the Penguins, which focuses on programming tied to leading and inspiring females to thrive.
We're all set for hockey here at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan, and it's a great day for hockey as the Pittsburgh Penguins are looking for their 4th straight win and their 2nd straight against the host Detroit Red Wings. How's it going, Penguins fans? Alongside the old 2-9er Phil Bourque, I'm Joe Brand. We're just thrilled to have you here with us for another edition of Pittsburgh Penguins hockey. Penguins come in after an overtime victory against these Red Wings Thursday night. Chris Letang with the overtime game winner in his 1,200th career game. And now the Penguins looking to guarantee a season series win against Detroit, who currently lead the Eastern Conference standings. The starting lineups are presented by Clearview Federal Credit Union. For the visiting Pittsburgh Penguins, Dan Muse goes with his top line of Ricard Raquel, Sidney Crosby, and Brian Russ. Brett Kulak and Chris Letang are the starting defensive pair, with Stuart Skinner in net for the Penguins, making his 28th appearance on the year, his 6th in his career against the Wings. Emmett Finney, Dylan Larkin, the captain, and Lucas Raymond start for the Detroit Red Wings, along with Simon Edvinsson and Mo Seider. John Gibson in net. Puck is dropped. We are underway here in Detroit. And the opening faceoff brought to you by number 1 Cochrane Club 1 Rewards. Earn points and save money with every dollar spent on service. We get a high stick to stop the action. 10 seconds in as the Penguins attacking from left to right in their road white sweaters. The Detroit Red Wings in their original 6 red sweaters attacking from right to left.
High stick on the puck, and they'll do it over again. That's center ice puck drop. Sid versus Larkin.
Each captain representing their home country in the upcoming Olympics. Obviously Sid for Canada, Dylan Larkin for the U.S. Only U.S. representative for the Detroit Red Wings this year. Brett Kulak waits in behind Skinner's net, plays it up ahead. Looking for Raquel, missed his stick down into the wings, and that'll be icing by the Pens. 30 seconds into this hockey game, no score.
No, you're right. Dylan Larkin has really blossomed. We knew how good he was coming out of the University of Michigan, but ever since he took on the letter C, his game has gone to another level, and now he's been surrounded by, whether it's Lucas Raymond or Alex DeBrincat, Patrick Kane. I mean, they've got other really good offensive players, and it's not a wonder this team is where they are in the standings.
6th season wearing the C for Dylan Larkin, his 11th season in the NHL. He's a guy who's pretty much played hockey in Michigan his entire career. Look at the icing by the Wings. From Waterford, he went to Michigan. He was drafted 15th overall by Detroit. He played 6 playoff games for Grand Rapids. From Mr. Michigan, Dylan Larkin.
For some guys, that's not a good thing. You've got too much of the home cooking, too much of the home boys wanting to hang out. But not for Dylan Larkin. He's all business.
A few Michiganders on their roster. Andrew Kopp from Ann Arbor. Alex DeBrincat, who you mentioned earlier, from Farmington Hills. Previously had even more as Carlson ripped a wrister, got deflected wide over to the near corner.
John Gibson, James Van Riemsdyk, and Patrick Kane all spent a lot of time here in Michigan playing for that National Developmental Program.
So the big reason why Kane decided to come here, along with Alex DeBrincat, those two were teammates in Chicago. Here's Tommy Novak ripping a wrister wide of the net. Carlson keeps it alive at the near point, sends it deep. Bounced off the stick of Novak and behind the Wings net. They'll chip it over to Brazeau. Carries it along the end boards, trying to get around Ben Sherratt. But the Detroit defenseman comes away with it, sends it ahead to Rasmussen. He had to find his footing, but then pitches it back to Axel Sandin Pellikka. Snap D to Sherratt. He's on the near side of the neutral zone, ahead to Rasmussen, who pokes it into the Penguin zone near corner. Ryan Shea pulls it off the end boards. He was looking for Chinikov, couldn't connect. As Johansson keeps it alive, far half wall in the Penguin zone. Shea fighting for the puck in the corner. It rolls along the end boards, and it's taken by Jack St. Ivany. They'll snap it up to Kindle, over to Chinikov. Couldn't cut through. DeBrincat's got it. Pop on the near side. His wrister got blocked. As Chinikov carried it out to the neutral zone, only got it a little bit, then he pokes it away from DeBrincat. Jack St. Ivany sweeps it to Ryan Shea, now up ahead to McGroarty. He couldn't handle it. Wings take it back. Pad over to Penn's line. Leaves it for Kane. Near circle. Wrister. Pad save from Skinner. After Kane sitting on 498 career goals, he's got the first shot on goal tonight. Or today, rather.
And Joe, you know Patrick Kane very well, all your time in Chicago. And he shot from places last game where usually he doesn't shoot from. You know what that says. He wants that 500 back.
Penn's now with it in the wing zone from the corner. It's swept up to Kulak. Tried to pump it towards the net. Tumbling puck, but kicked out of there by the Wings. As Kane will take it below the goal line. Get it over to Simon Edvinsson. They skated up ahead of the neutral zone. Chip it ahead for Danielson. Got it into the Penguin zone, but the Pens break it off. There's Kulak with it. Skating it up as they've actually taken away that shot on goal for Kane. No shots on goal yet in this game. 3 minutes in. There's Raquel. Far circle. Rips a shot and a glove saved by John Gibson, his former teammate. So there is the first shot on goal today. A little over 3 minutes gone. No score here in Detroit.
And we know the whole story. We've told it many times about John Gibson being from Pittsburgh. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think he was ever going to leave Newport Beach and Orange County and the Anaheim Ducks. I thought he was just comfy cozy there. But, you know, the play of Lucas Dostal had probably changed his mind a bit. And then, knowing what he was coming to here, as we mentioned, familiar territory and having a veteran team here, an original 16, all made it very interesting for John Gibson to wear that wing wheel.
I'm sure Detroit, Michigan is a much different way of living the Newport Beach. Larkin comes away with the try to snap a pass over to Raquel. Crosby cut it off, though. There's Carlson to Crosby through the neutral zone to Russ. Tapped down to the far corner. Gibson well out of his net to play it. He'll swing it over to the near side. Flipped down by the wings. And that'll be icing with 3.5 minutes gone in this game. No score from Detroit.
Let's talk about EQT, because building the future takes grit, and no one does grit like Pittsburgh. EQT is ready to unleash the build and power America's next big win. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
He's the old 2-9er Phil Bourque. I'm Joe Brand. We're just underway here in Detroit with no score between the Pens and the Wings. Ricard Raquel with the only shot on goal so far as the Wings work it out to the neutral zone. Wotherspoon cuts it off and snaps it over to Crosby. He's over the Wings line above the near circle. Cross-ice pass, Russ far circle. He scores! The Michigan native, Brian Russ, strikes first, and the Penguins score with 16:16 to go in the first.
What is up with Brian Rust coming down the left wing as a right-hand shot? Does this remind you of the goal he scored in Chicago, Joe?
It does.
It does. And it's a cross-ice pass from Sidney Crosby. And that's the thing about Brian Rust. He shows the backhand to Sid, knowing that he can receive that puck, even though it might be hard and it might have hit something on the way. Still, it gets to Rust, but corrals it on the backhand. And here's the thing for young kids. Just stop it. Just stop it on the backhand. As soon as you stop it, you can then go from backhand to forehand, and he rips it as Gibson comes out. He challenges, but the quick release of Brian Rust up over the left glove hand of John Gibson, and it's 1-0 Penguins.
That is the 9th first-period goal for the Penguins in their last 4 games. They're outscoring their opponents 9-1 during that stretch.
And go back further, last 5 games in first periods. Now with that goal, 13-4.
Wow. Crosby's last 5 goals have all come in the first period. He sets up Russ for the first one here today. Now Novak with it, feeds Mantha a drive, saved by Gibson. He can't find the puck, but now they will freeze it. As Brazeau gets tangled up with Axel Sandin Pellikka. And the young Swedish defenseman, I think his forehead matches up to Brazeau's chin.
Yeah, just to piggyback your stat there on Sid. Yeah, Sid had the first goal of the game last game. That's his 7th of the season. He leads the National Hockey League in first goals of games. And what does that tell you? He comes to play.
Comes ready.
He comes to play. Even for 12 o'clock puck drops, he sets up Brian Rust. And the captain, again, getting the party started.
1-0 Pens, 4.5 minutes gone in this game. We'll get a face-off to the right of John Gibson as the Wings are still looking for their first shot on goal, technically. Rutger McGroarty to take the draw against Andrew Kopp. Finally do drop the puck, and the Wings win it. Johansson over to the Brinket on the near side. In the corner of his own end. Runs it ahead to Kane. Outlet pass, though, kept alive by Chinikov. McGroarty tried to feed it to Kindle far corner. Raced down along the end board. Swung around to the near half wall. Letang can't handle it. Kopp takes it out. Here come the Wings in transition over the Penguins line. Far circle, Bernard Docker, a shot that sizzled wide of the crease. Johansson keeps alive the near point. Now Rister, that's blocked by Kulak. Again from Jacob Bernard Docker. Fight for the puck in the far corner of the Penguins end. Kindle sweeps it low. DeBrincat cranks it around the boards. Johansson races after it. Keeps it onside, just barely at the near point. But his dump in is pawed down by Chris Letang. He'll work it out the other way. Rutger McGroarty now chips it down to the Wings end where Gibson will stop it and slide it over to Johansson. Penguins get a change. Brian Rust with a 6-game point streak now. 4 goals, 4 assists during that stretch. He gets the Pens on the board, 1-0. 5.5 minutes gone in this game as the Wings take it back in the neutral zone. Coming over the Penguins line now. It's Danielson dropping it down off the end boards. Played off the wall by Wotherspoon. Gets it ahead to Blake Lizotte. Now back over to Wotherspoon. Pitched ahead to Erik Karlsson. Snapped it up to the neutral zone, but right to Mo Seider. Wings dump it back into the Penguins end. And behind the net for Skinner. He slows it down for Wotherspoon ahead to the far side of the neutral zone, but it goes angling into the Wings end. Simon Edvinsson will peel it down. 6 minutes gone in this game. Penguins lead 1-0. Wings dump it into the Penguin zone. Rust in the far corner. He's got the only goal so far today. Fight for the puck along the end boards as it's poked ahead to Dylan Larkin, the Wings captain. Brings it up to the point. Pass intended for Seider. Got steered wide. Out to the Wings end it goes.
That's good pressure there by Ryan Shea to take Larkin all the way out to the blue line. That's man on man. A lot of times the defenseman doesn't want to go that far out to the blue line, but when you're on Larkin, you stay on him. Great job there by Ryan Shea.
Top line out there once again for the Pens, but the Wings take it back. They're over the Penguins line. It's Larkin near circle. Wrister. This wide. Skinner may have gotten a piece of it. Sandin Pellikka rips a shot far point. That goes wide. Rock keeps it alive at the near point, but then Crosby steals the puck away from Lucas Raymond. Now Russ will sweep it off the far boards, looking for an outlet pass to Raquel, but it missed him out of his reach. Down into the Wings end. Icing by the Penguins. Little under 7 minutes gone in this game. Penguins lead 1-0.
No, partner, I mean, obviously you have your A game. The 12 o'clock puck drop doesn't affect you at all, but we didn't talk about it much. That, there's a potential here of a little wakey, a little sleepy eyes. This is not normal for NHLers to have a noon puck drop. And so far, and you mentioned we're not even 7 minutes into this one. Looks like the Penguins got the early wake-up call.
Well, we didn't mention it because I'm not on my A game. Had I been, we would have talked about it right off the hop. First of back-to-back for the Pens. It'll be another day game tomorrow in Columbus. A 3:30 puck drop.
Columbus is playing also today against Winnipeg at home.
A lot of hockey on today and tonight. The first game in the NHL slate here in Detroit.
I beg your pardon, they're playing Buffalo at home. And Buffalo, winners of 10 straight. So the Blue Jackets looking to be streak busters.
Maybe the Sabres can rough them up a little bit. Give us the scraps tomorrow. 12:40 to go in the first. Penguins lead 1-0. Novak over the Wings line. Got it to Brazeau, but it's poked away by Johansson of Detroit. They play it behind Gibson's net. And now Brazeau continues the pressure. Steals the puck away in the corner. Takes it to the end wall for Novak, but it's taken away by Patrick Kane. Wings take it out to the neutral zone to bring it ahead. Andrew Kopp, he's tied up a little bit, comes away near corner, and this is going to be a penalty on the Pens. It'll be Anthony Mantha, as the Wings had 8 power plays Thursday night in Pittsburgh, and they get the first power play here today in Detroit. 12:15 to go, 1-0 lead for the Penguins.
Here's the call, then my comments.
Pittsburgh 77-2 is for holding.
You got the wrong guy there. I'm with you, Joe. It's Anthony Mantha that stopped skating, and he had the lasso out on Kopp. And so, first power play, we've seen this one before. We know how this one works. First power play goes to the Wings.
1-0 the Penguins lead, and they'll be shorthanded when we come back on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
The Pittsburgh Penguins and Mitsubishi Electric have teamed up to transform the game day experience with the new state-of-the-art Diamond Vision video display system. See this display in action and find out why they are known as the makers of amazing by visiting MitsubishiElectric.com today.
At UPMC Hillman Cancer Center, we believe cancer care shouldn't just be good enough. It should be life-changing. As the region's only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center, we provide groundbreaking treatments and innovative clinical trials with renowned cancer specialists and a compassionate support system for patients and their families. Discover more at upmchillman.com/lifechanging.
The Penguins able to kill off 6 of the 8 penalties Thursday in Pittsburgh against the Wings. But Detroit still with the 4th best power play in the NHL coming into this one. It's 1-0 Penguins, 12:15 to go in the first. Dylan Larkin will take the draw to the right of Stuart Skinner in the Penguin zone. And Nola Chari gets it over to the near wall, but Alex DeBrincat digs it out. Along the end boards, it's fought for. Rolling along the far boards, Larkin escapes it out, but the outlet pass to Seider went under his stick down into the wing zone. Penguins PK was very solid on Thursday, preventing a lot of good entries for Detroit on their power play. But now they come into the Penguins zone, offside. 1:38 to go on the Penguins PK. They lead 1-0 nearly halfway through this first.
You know, I don't know who started this, but the drop pass on the power play is so commonplace, right? And I thought maybe it was just NHL, but watching the World Juniors, they do it there too. You know, where the part of the zone entry is, you know, one player carries the puck up as fast as he can. As soon as he gets to the red line or even sooner, it's a drop pass to a second wave guy. Everybody uses it now. I don't know if it's the best, but it sure is a copycat, not only copycat league, but copycat sport.
And wings in the Penguins zone with a rink-wide pass from Larkin, played off the wall by Dewar. He'll chip it out, now races after it in the wing zone. He's got the puck, breaks in the crease, a shot fired, saved by Gibson. Second attempt off the side of the cage from Erik Karlsson. And now we get a whistle blown. This is going to be a penalty on Detroit. Mo Seider is going to go to the box for a high stick as the Penguins nearly generated a shorthanded chance thanks to the hustle from Connor Dewar. And with 58 seconds, we'll get 4-on-4.
Detroit 53, 2 minutes for high sticking.
How about that burst of speed by Connor Dewar? He threw that puck off the wall on Seider, and he jumped around Seider, and he took off like his hair was on fire. And what a job by Patrick Kane to get back on the play. A little stutter step move, and Dewar still gets a really good shot. Brian Russ following up. He had a great, was that Brian Russ or was that Erik Karlsson? Yeah, Karlsson, I beg your pardon, the other right-hand shot. Karlsson following up that play, and after the shot by Dewar, Karlsson from the goal line had a pretty good opportunity.
The Penguins didn't get their first power play until killing off 4 of 5 penalties against the Wings on Thursday. We get 45 seconds of 4-on-4 right now before the Penguins can get a man advantage.
And I truly believe that since Blake Lizotte came back, we've seen more of that from Connor Dewar. You know, so Dewar makes Lizotte better, Lizotte makes Dewar better, and that's what makes that line not only 5-on-5, but we notice it here also in a special team situation.
Colby Armstrong mentioned a chat he had with Connor Dewar about Blake Lizotte returning, and Dewar said, I just don't have to think as much anymore.
Wow.
That's the difference with Blake Lizotte on the line.
That sounds like something little, but it's huge.
Penguins are back in the wing zone. 10 seconds to go. 4-on-4. Shea high slot now to the far circle. Curls around. Crosby's off the bench. It's dropped past to Sid in the corner. Cuts towards the crease. Tough angle shot and a shoulder save from Gibson.
Oh, that hurt Gibson. He put it right off the right ear hole of Gibson. Gibson wants some professional courtesy. He's screaming to the referee about his mask, and now he'll get that whistle and get a break.
Honestly, it works out for the Pens because Detroit was hunting into the Penguin zone.
Yeah, Gibson was screaming to the referee. I don't know if he's in pain or if it's an equipment issue, but either way, he got the referee's attention and got the whistle. From quite the goal line. By the time he releases it, he's probably about 8 inches below the bottom of the circle. But again, tries to go that short side shot. We see it every game now, right, Joe?
Yep.
Either from a Penguin or somebody else trying that shot from a ridiculous angle right around the goal line.
Got him just in the right jaw.
Oh, yeah, that'll hurt.
For Gibson. He's still kind of hitching and crooking his neck.
Hey, you know what you do now, Joe? Coming down that wing and you're on the goal line, put it right off his jaw again. I know that sounds brutal, but that's why it's a belligerent sport, and that's why we love it.
I hear you. Penguins lead 1-0. Now they're on the power play for the first time today. 35 seconds of a man advantage. Russ sweeps the puck up to Karlsson in the wing zone. Rink wide to Mantha, far point. Back to Karlsson near the high slot. He holds. He walks the line. Now wrists it down to Crosby in the near circle. Back up to Karlsson. Over to Russ, far circle. Wrister deflected. It goes off the end boards. Over to the far wall. Kopp escapes it out to Marco Kasper, who will clear it down for Detroit. Reaching 10 seconds to go on the Penguins' power play.
That was an interesting shot pass from Brian Rust at the left flank. and it was a shot pass, so he's really hard. But all he's doing is looking for the stick of Raquel, who's the bumper guy that bumps out for that deflection. Somehow that deflection is really difficult for goaltenders to pick up.
Sider out of the box. He's looking for a stretch pass. Instead, they give it over to JT Compher. He's over the Penguins line now, near circle. Wrister and a glove save by Stuart Skinner, just snatching it out of midair. He keeps it 1-0 Penguins. We've got 9 minutes to go in the first period. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
What does your favorite MLB team need to make a move in 2026?
There's a difference between talent and building a baseball team.
The experts of MLB Network Radio on SiriusXM analyze the latest news and rumors shaping the offseason. Hear interviews with decision makers and expert analysis of every move.
This is a huge deal.
On MLB Network Radio, Channel 89, and on the SiriusXM app.
NHL Morning Skate.
Eric Tulsky's the general manager in Carolina.
Are you still a team that looks to go big game hunting via trades?
It's very easy as a manager when you have a good team to get conservative. Just let it play out and hope for the best. And that's not our philosophy here. We don't want to just sit back and call it good enough. We want to keep looking for ways to make the team better.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Johnson.
Just the nature of the NHL. As bad as things seem, as good as things seem, the NHL just has a way of leveling out. Everyone is doing okay, and it's just one real clump in the middle. No one's really separating. No one's really falling off completely.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey. NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Window Nation, the perfect fit.
Nine minutes to go in this first period, and the Detroit Red Wings still have not registered a shot on goal. And the Penguins have a 1-0 lead. Brian Rust breaking the ice here in Detroit. Penguins out shooting the Wings 6-0. We'll get a face-off to the right of Stuart Skinner. Nolachari against Andrew Cobb. And the Penguins muscle out the win after the draw. Connor Dewar now flips it over the Wings line far side. Lazat races after it at the corner, comes away with the puck, feeds it to Kulak. And wide pass to Letang near point. Over to Lazat in the slot, lost the puck. It goes right to Patrick Kane. He'll take it far side of the neutral zone. Lazat pokes it away. He's got it over the Wings line. Now to Achari. Far circle, drop back. Dewar and a shoulder save from Gibson. Rebound to the far corner. This fourth line just continues not to quit. Puck pops up out of play. Skims the netting. 8.5 to go in this first period. 1-0 Pens.
Both Sid and Rusty, their point streak continues. And also for Sid, that's 9 straight games against Detroit with a point. And now points in 9 of his last 10 games here in Motown.
That's also his 779th career road point to move past Gordie Howe.
Wow.
For 9th all-time in NHL history.
A neat little nugget, including Gordie Howe, when we get to our birthdays. Tease.
Stay tuned for that. Right for the puck in the far circle on the Wings end. Detroit comes away with it. Mo Seider plays it ahead to Simon Edmondson. That defensive pair has logged a lot of minutes this year already. As Raymond snaps it over to Larkin. Jumped off his stick though. Raquel takes it the other way. Named to Team Sweden's Olympic roster. Will chip it down to the near corner on the Wings end as Crosby wraps up Edmondson looking for the puck. Squirts out but to Larkin, wing captain. A backhanded ahead to Seider, who chases it down off the near wall. It's actually Finney with the puck in the Penguins' end. Near corner, tried to rip the shot. Letang got in the way. And loose puck to the near corner. Larkin swoops it away, pitches it up to Seider in the high slot. Now to the far circle, Edmondson. Wrister that goes off the skate of Rust. Now a shot pass over to Raymond. Kulak broke that up, but Raymond still got it. He'll take it to the high slot to the far point for Seider. Seider dangles, fires a shot that goes off of Brian Rust's stick and explodes it.
Good job by John Taglianetti. He had that stick ready for Brian Rust almost before it broke. Penguins equipment manager. Great job by Tags.
7.5 to play in the first period. Penguins lead 1-0 as the Red Wings ice the puck down. 7:26 to go in this first.
Well, once again, it's the big boys. Crosby line. Brian Russ has your goal. Still, we talked about it. We'll probably talk about it at least one or two more times during this game. At some point, the Penguins are going to need some offense from that Kindle, McGroarty, Chinakhov line.
Drop of the puck. Kindle wins the draw. St. Ivany to Shea. Far point in the wings end. Rister goes off the end boards, then bangs off the back of the cage. Sider swoops in to scoop it up along the far wall. And Shea will pitch it down deep for McGroarty. At the corner of the trapezoid. Thrown into the boards by Mo Sider. Now rolling puck on the near boards. Chinakhov sweeps it up to St. Ivany. He'll throw it back down to the far corner. Sider plays it off the wall. One hands it up to the point. Now it's taken by Kasper. With some speed, gets it to Danielson. Over the Penguins line. Drop back to Kasper. Looking for a lead pass. Johansson comes out of nowhere. Fired a shot from the crease, but shouldered out of there by Skinner.
There's a couple of big saves that Skinner's made early on here to keep this 1-0 Penguins.
Bernard Docker with a shot from the high slot. That got deflected wide. Penguins clear it out to the neutral zone, but Bernard Docker gets it again. 6.5 to play in this first from Detroit. Penguins with a 1-0 lead over the Red Wings. And it's Rasmussen who dumps it into the Penguins and off the near corner and bounced right in front of the crease. Luckily, Skinner saw it and patted it out of the way. What is up with these weird bounces against Detroit for the Penguins?
Expect the unexpected.
Wotherspoon tries to clear the puck away, but still in his own zone. Brazeau will play it off the near wall. Runs it ahead to the neutral zone, goes all the way down to the wings, and that'll be icing by the Pens with 6:09 to go in the first period. Penguins lead 1-0.
Well, I know you didn't win the billions, but maybe you can win $64 million because tonight's Powerball jackpot now has an estimated annuity of $64 million. Yeah, $64 million. So don't forget to play your local retailer or online. Pennsylvania Lottery proceeds, they benefit older Pennsylvanians every day. You got to be 18 or older, and please play responsibly.
Chance to start off 2026 in a very positive note. The Wings take the puck away in the Penguins zone. Kane far point. Rister saved by Skinner. Fight for the puck from Kopp, and another pad save from Skinner. Now Kane with it again, far corner. Pumps it up to Sandin Pellikka. And Sherrod high slot downstairs. Almost got redirected by Kane. It kissed the side of the cage. Now Carlson takes a pass away. Can't clear it out of the Penguin zone yet, though. Fighting for the puck between Kopp and Kane. It's Patrick Kane at the goal line, near corner. Puts it down to Kopp. He couldn't handle the pass. It squirts out to Wotherspoon, who will clear it up but not out. Sandin Pellikka keeps it alive. This one pops up against the far corner. Now DeBrincat trying to knock the puck out of midair from behind the cage. He'll flip it up ahead of the near circle. Justin Brazeau will finally be able to clear it off the glass and down into Detroit's end. 5:15 to go in this first. Penguins still leading 1-0 thanks to a goal from Brian Rust. There's Dylan Larkin. Angles it over to Emmett Finney, but then he took the loose puck back. Center rink wide. Raymond off the boards and cranks one high and wide. Skims the netting and sends us to a break. 5:01 to go in the first period. Penguins lead 1-0. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network presented by S&T Bank.
Since FNB has been the official bank of the Pittsburgh Penguins, we've realized our teams aren't that different. We both have great checking, at home and on the road. With FNB's league-leading banking app, you get access to a deep lineup of checking accounts. And we both know the importance of big saves, like saving you time with our eStore Common app. One application for all your goals. Can your bank do that? Find out at fnb-online.com/eStore. FNB, member FDIC.
Kimberly Clark Professional is proud to be a champion sustainability partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Together they are driving change to help reduce impact through a commitment to sustainable products and services. Learn more at kcprofessional.com/sustainability.
Tender Care Learning Centers, the early education professionals, has been providing quality child care and preschool education for over 40 years. To find one of our 20 convenient locations near you, visit tendercarelc.org. Tender Care Learning Centers is the child care provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Dear team, thanks for showing up for me with the best face paint and taunting the other team in the kindest way. For standing on your seat when I need the support and screaming until your throat hurts because you know it makes a difference. For wearing my number. For being the best teammates a player could ask for. At Highmark, we're proud to be cheering alongside the best teammates. Fans like you. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Official health plan of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Penguins with a 1-0 lead over the Detroit Red Wings. We've got 5 minutes to go in this first period. The face-off to the left of Stuart Skinner, right now credited with just 2 saves. Feels like more. But Skinner has seemed to be on top of his game once again.
Yep. He's calm, he's cool, he's collected, he's confident. And that permeates on the bench. And you talked about Connor Dewey not thinking because he's playing with Blake Lizotte. As a player, you think less when you look down early on in the first 10 minutes and know, okay, my goaltender's dialed in. That's one less thing I need to worry about.
Wings control in the Penguins' end. It's Kasper far half wall to Danielson at the corner. Tries to work around Chris Letang. Gets taken down to the ice. Penguins fight for the puck. It rolls out to the neutral zone onto the stick of Edmondson. We'll play it ahead. Van Riemsdyk got it to Danielson, who swings it around the boards. Near wall, it's waited for by Chris Letang. Couldn't get it around Kasper, though. Below the goal line, centering pass, saved by Skinner. Second attempt goes wide on Van Riemsdyk's try. Penguins work it out to the neutral zone. Letang over the Wings line now from the near half wall. Will chip it down to the far corner. Had a lot on it. It spring loads to Mo Siders. The Penguins get a change. 4:15 to go in the first. Finney with the puck. A wrister got blocked by Ryan Shea. All the way down to the far point. Dylan Larkin, a hustling effort, kept it onside, but it's pawed down by Crosby. Now Raquel in the neutral zone. He pops it up to Larkin. Larkin over the Wings logo. Now over the Penguins line. Stripped away by Jack St. Ivany. Forces the puck down to the corner. Ryan Shea plays it along the end boards, working it away from Lucas Raymond. Now spun around the wall as Axel Sandin whipped on a dump in. Russ takes it away. He's over the Wings line. Far side, cuts towards the crease, brings it over to the near point. Shot on net, saved by Gibson. Ricard Raquel flying in, but he went down to his knees. The Penguins keep it alive in the wing zone. St. Ivany a drive and a shoulder save from Gibson.
Gibson not very sure on that long shot, almost guessing at where the puck was.
Would have been St. Ivany's first NHL goal. Penguins still with the puck. Crosby in front, trying to chop at it. It goes tumbling to the near wall. St. Ivany sends it deep to Russ in the corner. Up to Crosby, swept up to St. Ivany. Rink wide to Ryan Shea, but on the other end of the blue line, so Shea has to regroup in the neutral zone. 3:15 to go in this first. Penguins lead 1-0. Ryan Shea rips it down to the Wings end far corner. Cranked around the boards by Simon Edmondson. As Rasmussen will dip it all the way down to the Penguins end, but a hustling effort by Mason Appleton keeps it from icing for the Wings. Penguins take the puck back, though. Carlson along the end boards. In behind Skinner's net, he'll take it to the far side, pressured by J.T. Comfort. Now sends it rink wide to Kindle, who plays it off the near boards. Had some trouble with it, went for an outlet pass to McGroarty. As Chinikov couldn't get a handle of it, Comfort takes it away for the Wings. Plays it over to Sider. Rink wide pass to Edmondson. He's over the Penguins line. Chipped ahead. Loose pass taken away by Parker Wotherspoon. 2.5 to play in the first period. Penguins lead 1-0. Stretch pass ahead. It's Chinikov in the crease. He scores! The first goal for Igor Chinikov as a Penguin. And he puts the Pens up by 2. 2:30 to go in the first period.
Partner, while you were watching the puck, I was watching 59 in white. As Ben Kindle went back into his own zone, the Wings went for a change. As soon as they went for the change, Chinikov, who was down by the penalty box, bolted to the far blue line. Call it cherry picking, call it whatever you want. But as soon as he got to the middle of the ice, it is a bullet, tape-to-tape pass from Kindle to Chinikov. And again, Chinikov just stopping it. It's a hard pass. Stop it on the backhand, skate into it, and he just outweights Gibson. Gibson flinches first on his way down into the butterfly. Chinikov goes 5-hole, and it's 2-0. Good guys.
A shot from DeBrincat, saved by Skinner. Loose puck in behind the net. We've got 2:10 to go in the first period. Penguins lead by 2. Wings with the puck. Johansson in the high slot to DeBrincat. Wrister up top, saved by Skinner, and the rebound swept wide by Kane.
Well, here you go. That first shift after goal is so important. You can feel the push here by Detroit, trying to get right back in the game after going down 2-0.
Wings still humming in the Penguins zone. It's escaped out to the near circle, though. Novak takes it away. Brings it up towards center ice. Will chip it down to the Wings end. Under 2 to play in the first period. Penguins lead 2-0. The first from Brian Rust, the second from Igor Chinikov. His first goal with the Penguins in his second game. Jacob Bernard Docker shuffling with the puck in behind Gibson's net. Now finally snaps it up ahead to Kasper. He didn't get a touch on it, though. This will be icing by the Wings. But Ben Kindle picks up his 8th assist on that Chinikov goal. Wotherspoon with an assist as well.
Oh, we got what we were looking for, right?
Yep.
We got some offense from the kid line. And it's Kindle springing Chinakhov, and then Chinakhov using that incredible release, accuracy, velocity, his biggest weapon, his shot.
Penguins win the draw. Wrister from St. Ivany deflected wide. Rolls over to the near half boards. Casper tries to pump it out. Shea kept it alive down along the near wall, and now finally Detroit kicks it out with 1:15 to go in this first. Penguins lead by 2.
Oh, by the way, shots at 10-4. And I think on the Chinakhov shot would have made it 10-2, because I think the Wings had a couple shots on Stuart Skinner after Chinakhov scored to make it 2-0.
Wings are top 10 in shots on goal this year in the NHL. The Penguins doing a good job of limiting. In this first period, they lead 2-0, but the Wings with the puck in the Penguin zone. Sider's wrister deflected, goes over to the near corner. Larkin pokes at it, and then racing in was Emmett Finney to sweep it down to the near corner, but the Penguins take it away. Working out of their own zone as Sid will chip it down to the Detroit end with 35 seconds to go in this first. It's Ben Sherratt into the neutral zone. Will dump it over the Penguins line, but it hit the lower body of a wing. Taken by Parker Wotherspoon. Skates to the wing logo. Trying to get it ahead to Dewar. That was broken off by Detroit. 20 seconds to go in the first period. Now it's Comfer accelerating into the Penguins zone. Couldn't get it cleanly over the line. Fought for by Rasmussen and now taken away by Erik Karlsson. Will take his time with it. 8 seconds to go in the first period. Broken off by Detroit again. It's Appleton over the Penguins line. 3 seconds to go. Shot on net. Glove save Skinner. He'll leave it. And the Penguins will milk off the final seconds. So the first period success continues for the Penguins. A 2-0 lead in the opening 20 here in Detroit. Sidney Crosby set up Brian Rust. And then Ben Kindle sets up Igor Chinakhov, his first goal with the Penguins. Solid 20 minutes played by the Pens.
Amen, brother. That really was solid. Not only the goals and the shots, but the details were in the Penguins game. Obviously, the goaltending was rock solid in Stuart Skinner, but I liked a lot of things. Gap control. Dump-ins with a purpose. Dump it to retrieve it, not dump it just to get it off your stick. The little details that can be frustrating to the Detroit Red Wings here on home ice. They just lost to the Penguins a couple nights ago. They want to stay on top of their division, and you can feel a little frustration here by the Detroit Red Wings created by the details that the Penguins brought in that first 20 minutes.
So the Penguins now with 14 first-period goals in their last 5 games. And they've got a 2-0 lead over the Detroit Red Wings after 20. Brian Metzer is standing by. He'll have the first intermission report for us. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It's hockey night in Pittsburgh, starring a lineup of Ford MVPs here to take on the ice.
The Bronco family and Explorer putting a twist on the classics. And the Mach-E, can I just say, it's electrifying.
Absolutely, blink and you'll miss the Ford Mustang.
And the Ready for Anything F-Series, best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh.
Wow, I'd hate to go up against this team.
Ford, the official car, truck, and SUV of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Hey Penguins fans, do you work for, own, or know a deserving, local, woman-owned Pittsburgh business? In honor of Women's History Month, the Penguins and 84 Lumber are joining forces to give back to a woman-owned business within our community and provide them with a $25,000 grant to further support their business. Head to www.pittsburghpenguins.com/empowerhergrant to submit your nominations, and fans will get to select the winner. The Empower Her Grant is a part of 84 Lumber's LIFT program with the Penguins, which focuses on programming tied to leading and inspiring females to thrive.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
And welcome into our first intermission report, where the Penguins have picked up where they left off the other night against the Detroit Red Wings, and that's picking up a couple of big goals in that first period of play to lead the Wings 2-0 at Little Caesars Arena. Brian Metzer here with you, and they get an early one from Brian Rust, scoring his 16th of the year at 3:44. Sidney Crosby with a beautiful cross-rink feed to Brian Rust as he came in, took a couple of strides, and picked the far side on John Gibson. Parker Wotherspoon, the secondary assist on that one. A couple of penalties for either side. Brett Kulak went for the Penguins at 7:45 for holding. That power play for the Wings was disrupted when Moritz Seider went to the box at 8:47 for high sticking. So nothing doing with either of those opportunities. And then it was the Penguins getting a second goal from the newcomer, Yegor Chinakhov, his fourth of the season, from Ben Kindle and Wotherspoon. A beautiful pass by Ben Kindle, catches the Red Wings in a change. It was very similar to the play that they sprung Brazeau with a couple games back when Wotherspoon found him. Well, this time, or Kulak found him. This time it's Kindle feeding Chinakhov. He goes in one-on-one and scores a beaut to give the Penguins a 2-0 lead. They outshot the Wings in that period 10-5, and we'll see if they can continue to build on what they've done through period one. But again, 2-0 Penguins after one at Little Caesars Arena. Standing by to join me live for a conversation next from Little Caesars Arena, it's our good buddy Josh Yohe from The Athletic. He joins us next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
This is Labatt, brewed for the hockey fans who yell, "Shoot it" from the cheap seats, and scream, "Ref, you suck," like it ever worked. You pound on the glass, spill your beer, and still act like you're running the power play. But hockey wouldn't be hockey without fans like you and a Labatt in hand. Labatt, we're brewed for the roast. Enjoy responsibly. Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York.
Coach's Bottle Shop has $3 Labatt Blue and Blue Light bottles during all Pens games.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Office is Pittsburgh.
So, who's up for dessert?
Tempting, but I should check my balance first.
Don't worry, I got it.
No, all good. Dessert's on me.
Ever hesitate before making a purchase? What if you could always know? You can with S&T's mobile banking. Check your balance, pay friends on the spot, track your spending anytime, anywhere, all from your phone. Visit stbank.com to learn more and download our mobile app today. S&T Bank, member FDIC.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Coca-Cola and the new Coke Zero, founding partner of the Penguins. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
Penguins 2, Detroit Red Wings nothing after one period of play at Little Caesars Arena. Joining me now live from Little Caesars Arena, it's Josh Yohe from The Athletic. Mr. Yohe, Happy New Year to you, my friend. Welcome back. How are you doing?
Hello, Metzy. I think it is still appropriate to say Happy New Year. It's only January 3rd, so Happy New Year, my friend.
Well, yeah, you got to get it in. It's only the first week. I think people will be saying that until February, but we'll end it after today. Great to get you back on here, and pretty interesting to see the Penguins utilizing that stretch pass. We saw it a couple games ago when they sprung Justin Brazeau, and now again, Ben Kindle finds Chinakhov for his first in a Penguins uniform. First, your thoughts on those kinds of passes coming back, and Chinakhov's first.
Well, yeah, it was funny. I was just talking with the 2-9er outside of the booth, and he made a good point. Chinakhov realized that Detroit was making a change, and that's why he got aggressive there and went for the breakaway pass.
Yep.
And what a pass by Ben Kindle. My goodness, that was, I think, over 100 feet right on the tape. I mean, and they were oohing and eyeing in the crowd just by the pass. And then the finish. Chinakhov, I've seen two things about Chinakhov that I've noticed immediately, Mets. Very simple. He can shoot the puck and he can skate. I mean, it just jumps out at you, the talent. that he has a very interesting new player here in the mix.
Yeah, I was really impressed by the deal overall whenever Kyle Dubas pulled the trigger. And I know it fits his wheelhouse of things he's been trying to do, looking for those first-round types of talents that just kind of need a change of scenery. But this one feels a little different than some of the others based on the upside this kid could have.
It did. Listen, Kyle gave up a lot. I mean, you give up what might be a high second-round pick and a third-round pick. That gets your attention, but just seeing this kid play for a couple of games now, you can see the talent. I mean, he's oozing with talent for sure, and obviously things weren't working out in Columbus. I know I talked with Aaron Porchline, our athletic writer in Columbus, good friend of mine, and he texted me immediately when the trade went down. And he said, man, does this kid have talent? That's the first thing he said. So I think that's very much been evident here in the first period. That was a huge goal to give the Penguins a little 2-goal cushion here.
I'm not sure if you and AP talked about the fact that does his upside maybe speak to him jumping into the top 6 at some point down the line? I know the Penguins kind of have those slots filled, especially when everyone's healthy, but it kind of feels like that could be in the offing in the long run.
Oh, I think absolutely. He's a top 6 kind of talent, right? And let's be honest, Mantha's on a 1-year deal, and, Rust and Raquel are in spring chicken, so who knows what the future holds. And hey, if you have 3 lines that can score, that's okay too. Ben Kindle's another guy who probably projects as a top 6 player a year or 2 down the road. But if those two can work some magic with Rucker McGroarty on the third line, I don't think anyone's going to complain.
No, definitely not. And we were talking with Josh Yohe from The Athletic. When you look at that third line overall, it's probably good to have a guy who can finish a little bit there, because before, when you had Koivunen in there, they were so creative, they were working hard, they were getting out there and doing all the things right. The biggest thing that he brings is probably that finish ability. I think that will help those other 2 guys, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so, and I like a lot of things about that line, Mets, and one of them is just, even though McGroarty's, 21 and Kindle's 18, they're both so good defensively that they are reliable. When you think of third lines, that's always, you want your third line to score, but you always think, okay, can they shut down the opposing team's top line? Can we put them out there in defensive zone draws? You can do that with those 2. You really can. And Chinnikov, obviously, he's got game-breaking talent. So, there's something there. And Koivunen, it's not like they've given up on him, but he struggled this year. I think everybody who has seen him play knows that. So this is a pretty intriguing mix of players on that third line right now.
Yeah, and Josh, we only have about 30 seconds or so, but a quick thought on where Skinner is now. He finally got his first win the other night and did a pretty nice job in that regard. Looks like that might have been good for his confidence, and he's settling in a little bit.
Much like his team, I think he needed that Christmas break off.
Yep.
I think it did a world of difference. And one thing real quick about him, he's not the most athletic guy in the world. Going side to side is not his strength. So if you're going to give up odd man rushes all game, he's not your goalie, and that's going to be a problem. They played a really smart, structured first period there, and he played well behind them. I think that's how you need to play in front of him.
Yeah, I agree with you there. He strikes me a little bit of the old Tim Thomas style of goaltender.
Yep,
he brings that to the table. Josh, thank you so much for this, and Happy New Year again, my friend. We'll talk in person soon.
All right, Matt, see you in a few days.
All right, that is Josh Yohe. Go check out all his great stuff over at The Athletic. When I come back, some news from around the league right here on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It's your head coach.
Who's that?
That's Dan Muse. He is hungry.
My
He's
goodness.
hungry.
He is hungry.
To get a winning hockey
so
team.
I'm at 4 o'clock in the morning. He's at 4 o'clock in the morning. You know what it says?
Blood going?
You know what it says to me,
What's
Phil?
that say to you?
It says 1, 2, 3.
What Richard and Phil are really trying to say is your perfect Ford is already waiting. With over 1,500 vehicles in stock, from tough F-150s to family-friendly SUVs, there's a Ford in your future, and you can find it right now at Schultz Ford. Tickets for the 7th Annual Penguins Night of Assists are on sale now. Join us on Tuesday, January 27th at Rivers Casino and spend the evening playing themed games and winning prizes with Penguins players. This year's theme, Pittsburgh is Home, celebrates the culture and uniqueness of our great city of champions. Guests can score big with our one-of-a-kind auction featuring autographed sports memorabilia and a chance to fly with the Penguins. Tickets will go fast. Get yours today and celebrate in true Pittsburgh style. Visit shop.pittsburghpenguinsfoundation.org now to score your ticket today. Must be 21 or older to attend.
Dear team, thanks for showing up for me with the best face paint and taunting the other team in the kindest way. For standing on your seat when I need the support and screaming until your throat hurts because you know it makes a difference. For wearing my number. For being the best teammates a player could ask for. At Highmark, we're proud to be cheering alongside the best teammates. Fans like you. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Official health plan of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
What's up, Pittsburgh? Brian Rust here, letting you know that I'm bringing back half-off milkshakes to the city of Pittsburgh. That's right, you heard me. Half-off shakes are back at Milkshake Factory when I score a goal. Rusty's Shake is a rich chocolate shake with oven-baked brownies, crushed cookies and cream, and melted hot fudge topped with whipped cream. And of course, a chocolate 17. When I score a goal, come celebrate with me at the Milkshake Factory.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh's entertainment destination. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
Penguins ahead of the Wings, 2-0 after one period of play in Detroit. Brian Metzer back here with you in our Penguins Radio Network studios in Pittsburgh. And another day goes by, another injury to report. It happened last night in the Winter Classic. Seth Jones took a puck off of his clavicle area. It was deflected late in that hockey game, or midpoint of that hockey game, and he was just named to Team USA on the back end. So hopefully for their sake he can get back, but also for the Panthers can he get back, because he plays a very big role for them. All of his teammates were kind of concerned, and Paul Maurice said that's the theme of our year, clearly. Every year has something. This year is about what we have to overcome these injuries, figure out a way to win without your best players. And they've done that up to this point. They've been among the better teams in the league, and now, though, having to offset this defenseman. Also in that game, Mika Zibanejad goes out and sets two records. He ends up with a 5-point game and scores the first hat trick in Winter Classic history. That pushes the Rangers' overall record in outdoor games to 6-0-0. Also a high water mark across league circles. Pretty neat to see that stat. When we come back, second period action from Detroit. Joe Brand and Phil Bork have it for you next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Johnny is on his couch. It's almost game time, and he's fiddling with the remote. He can't find the game. He's really struggling. He's not going to find it. He threw the remote. He has thrown the remote.
Is this your sports experience? With live sports on the SiriusXM app, all the big games are just a tap away.
Wait. Johnny's pulling out his phone. He's got the SiriusXM app. He's listening to the game. I did it. Have yourself a day, Johnny. Have yourself a day.
Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
The NHL is on SiriusXM.
3-on-1, Connor McDavid, right circle, dishes, gets it back and scores.
With your favorite team's calls all season long.
It's a power play goal for Matthew Tkachuk.
The rivalries, the big goals, the moments you wait for. Plus, insiders to bring you closer to the decisions that shape the league.
Commissioner of the NHL, Mr. Gary Bettman.
NHL Network Radio, where the hockey talk never stops. On SiriusXM 91 in the car and the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, moves in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM. Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it, there's a chance, rebound, Caulfield shoots and scores!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Hockey lives here.
Sagan to Ben, down low, delays, he scores!
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Another solid opening 20 minutes for the Penguins has them ahead 2-0 over the Detroit Red Wings. Penguins out shooting the Wings 10-5. As they're trying to pick up back-to-back wins against Detroit. They're looking for their fourth straight win overall. Also looking for their second win in the new year. Alongside the old 2-9er Phil Bork, I'm Joe Brand. Stuart Skinner also making 5 saves. It felt like more. It seemed like more. But the Penguins doing a nice job of limiting the Wings' chances. Each team with one power play in the first, but they overlapped, so there was more of 4-on-4 play than anything. But either team able to capitalize on their power play. Penguins now attack from right to left in their road white sweaters. The Detroit Red Wings to attack from left to right in their home red sweaters as we're about to begin the second period.
Partner, did they give Detroit one more shot?
One more.
Yeah, one more. So 10-5, and I think at least two, if not three of the shots after the Chinakhov goal that made it 2-0 was just a quick little flurry that Detroit had in the following shift.
Ryan Russ with the first goal. Igor Chinakhov with his first goal with the Pittsburgh Penguins to make it 2-0. That's where we stand as JT Compher will take the draw against Sidney Crosby. Opening faceoff to begin the second underway. As the Wings win the draw, Sider dumps it in, and that opening faceoff is brought to you by number 1 Cochrane Club 1 Rewards. The Wings dump it into the Penguin zone near corner. It's shoveled up and not out by Raquel. Now a stretch pass ahead to Sider, who's right in front, jumped off his stick though, luckily, and Skinner freezes the loose puck 13 seconds into the second period.
We'll touch on a little bit tomorrow afternoon. The Penguins will be in Columbus, and I'm sure that game will have some meaning for Mr. Chinakhov. I'm sure he would love to light the lamp against a team that just traded them less than a week ago.
We got the first one out of the way. Sider fires a backhanded shot, slowed down by the Pens, fought for in the corner. As Rasmussen pulls it away, flings it off the end boards. A hustling Simon Edmondson keeps it alive at the near point, chips it off the near glass, tumbles to the near corner. Compher's got it below the goal line, tried to work around Kulak. Didn't quite do that, though. Fought for in the near corner of the trapezoid. Pitched to Appleton. He fired a shot blocked by Kulak.
Yeah, hit him in the left hand and stung him. That's a fourth blocked shot for Kulak in this game.
Wings still with the puck. They flutter one towards the crease, and crashing towards it was James Van Riemsdyk. Skinner made the outstretched glove save, and then Chris Letang taking exception to that. He wraps up Van Riemsdyk.
Is that Rasmussen?
Thank you.
Yep, 27, not 21. I get you. I was right there with you, because that's usually where we find James Van Riemsdyk. But JVR usually does not like to stir the pot as much as Rasmussen does. But Joe, just real quick, Chris Letang went right after Rasmussen. After just a little bit of a whack on the glove of Stuart Skinner, last year and the last few years, that never would have happened where you would have got that response from Chris Letang. Things have changed here under Dan Muse.
Letang playing in his 1,200th first game. And the overtime winner as the Penguins ice it down. No, we got a high stick. Ended Thursday night's game with the overtime game winner. Letang with the only 2 overtime winners for the Penguins this year. The first one coming in Columbus. We'll get a face-off to the right. John Gibson and the Wings control. Giroux spins it around the boards to Finney, far half wall. Achari gets in the way of it, but Detroit still swats it out down into the Penguins, and Wotherspoon hustling gets in front of Lucas Raymond for the puck. Now Wotherspoon skating it up to the neutral zone over the Wings logo. Look for a lead pass to Achari, couldn't connect. DeBrincat chips it over the Penguins line now, down to the far corner. Dewar looks to get in front of DeBrincat, but it slowly rolls along the end boards. It's chopped over to the near side. Lizotte will chip it out towards center ice. And this will go all the way down for icing on the Pens. About a minute and a half gone in the second period. Penguins lead 2-0.
Well, unleashing AI takes brain power and real power from right here in Pittsburgh. EQT fuels the innovation, driving the next big play. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
Face off to the right of Stuart Skinner. Achari to take the draw again, and the Penguins control. Erik Karlsson can't clear it out, though. Kept alive by DeBrincat. Fought for on the far boards, and now rolls to the corner as Wotherspoon tried to sweep it out. Patrick Kane pinning himself along the boards, kept it. Now the Penguins do get it out. Connor Dewar will dump it into the Wings end. Played by Johansson down to the corner, defended by Lizotte. He's sandwiched in between Johansson and Kopp. Down to the ice, he still pokes at it. It rolls over to the far corner as Anthony Mantha comes in. And for a backhanded pass, looking downstairs for Lizotte, instead it went to Andrew Kopp. Wings able to get it out to center ice, and as the Penguins try to get back into the zone, they're offside. Well, over 2 minutes gone in the second period, 2-0 Pens.
And Joe, Parker Wotherspoon has an assist on both the Penguins' goals. So here we are in game number 4-0 for the Penguins. Parker Wotherspoon has 2 goals, 13 points, 15 points. When you add in the 2 goals, 14 assists, 16 points you get from Ryan Shea. Did you see that coming?
No.
From both those guys halfway through the season?
Definitely not Shea. And that's not to take anything away from him because he has played himself into so much ice time this year and such of a stronger responsibility.
And if 16 points from Shea, you now have 15 points from Wotherspoon. You add up 20 from Letang, 30 from Carlson. I mean, that's the balance that you need. Just getting enough offense from your defensemen.
Well, Carlson with a pair of assists in Thursday's game against Detroit. He now has 900 in his career. The Wings chip it out towards center ice. Tommy Novak races it down. He gets it to Ryan Shea. Snapped up to St. Ivan. He tumbles it forward. Chinakhov races after it. Far corner, but swept out of there by Edmondson. As Mo Seider will swing it around the boards. It goes rolling into the Penguins, and Kulak races it down. That'll be icing by the Wings. Over 3 minutes gone. Penguins lead 2-0 here in the second.
This is one of those rare shifts. I mean, take a moment here, Joe. I just want you to take step back and kind of take a mental snapshot of this right here. No, take a regular. Get your phone on. Because there's a shift here. Mo Seider is on the ice, and Sidney Crosby is not. It's like the albino unicorn. It's like you don't see it with your own eyes. Maybe you've heard about it, but it's the truth. As long as Mo Seider has been in the league, whether it's preseason or regular season, he's on the ice when Sidney Crosby's on the ice.
We are all witnesses to a wild moment here in Detroit. Mo Seider fifth in the league in terms of average time on ice.
And there he goes. He just sprints off the ice right now. He tried to, and then realized he had to come back on the ice. So I would imagine Sid's up next because Seider's got to come off soon.
Dumped in by Letang into the wing zone. Fight for the puck in the near corner with the kid line out there. Kindle shovels it over to Letang, far half wall. Tries to play keep away from Rasmussen. Gets it at the point now to Chinakhov. Whiffed on a pass. Comfer broke it up. Penguins unable to keep it onside as Kindle regroups in the neutral zone.
Close to holding the stick on Comfer against Chinakhov.
Chinakhov now back in the wing zone, but got wrapped up by Seider. Now they cough it up to Kindle. He's got the puck to Chinakhov, far circle. Cross-ice pass. Kulak, backhand shot, shoulder save, Gibson.
Oh, what a pass by Chinakhov. I love it. Brett Kulak, the defenseman, in the slot, going from forehand to backhand, tried to go shelf, and that's a great save by John Gibson.
McGroarty takes the loose puck, trying to feed Sid down low. Now McGroarty keeps it alive, plays it off the end wall.
This is close to a 3-minute shift from Mo Seider. He's still on the ice. And now Sid comes out here. Good, we don't get a broadcast timeout. And Seider, he's just shaking his head in disbelief that I got to come off the ice. Sid's on, he's fresh. And I've been out here for almost 3 minutes. I got to come off.
We'll get the face-off to the left of John Gibson. Dylan Larkin against Crosby. Sid wins it, pumps it up to Wotherspoon at the near point. Swings it around the boards to Crosby at the far corner. Larkin slowed it down, but Sid still gets it to Carlson. Far point. His wrister deflected, and a glove save by Gibson. Up above his head with 4.5 minutes gone in the second period. Penguins lead 2-0.
They're very businesslike by the Penguins. They've got that feeling back, Joe. They lost it for a while. But the feeling I'm talking about is one for all for one. Let's get back to playing winning hockey. And if there's ever a little bit of a hiccup or a little bit of a mistake, what I also like is they're covering up for each other without, foregoing their own responsibilities.
Riding a 3-game win streak, looking to make it 4. Also looking for their second straight win against Detroit. Wings into the Penguin zone, though. Not sure how that wasn't offside.
Yeah, that was offside.
Larkin in front of Finney, who was entering into the Penguin zone. Now it's dumped in by the Pens. They'll get a change. Over 5 minutes gone in this second. Penguins lead 2-0. Ben Sherratt up ahead to Finney, who dumps it down into the Penguins' end. Around the board, Skinner stops it behind his net.
Things are all messed up for Detroit right now. Now Seider comes out just as Crosby left the ice. So this is advantage Penguins is trying for that matchup that Detroit loves to get.
5.5 minutes gone. Detroit still looking for their first shot on goal. Took them a while in the first period, too. Zura gets wrapped up into the boards by Seider. Outlet pass to DeBrincat. He's got it in the neutral zone. Looking for a stretch pass to Kopp. Couldn't connect. Instead, he'll sling it down to the Penguins' end. Jay tries to chip it out from the half wall. Got taken down. Kane's got the puck in the slot. Downstairs to Kopp. He tried to feed it to DeBrincat, but it missed. On top with it below the goal line, looking to set up Kane, broken off by Achari. Dump down in, Ryan Shea's the only one there for the Pens. He'll work it out. 6 minutes gone in this second period. Penguins lead 2-0. Jack St. Ivany on the near side takes it down to the corner, curls around, flips it over to the far corner. Bernard Docker races it down. Below the goal line, he taps it to Seider. Spit back over to the far side. Mantha's there. Keeps it alive along the wall. He feeds Letang. Wrister high of the net. Long rebound out to the neutral zone. It goes, but a hustling Brett Kulak pumps it back down into the wings end. 6.5 minutes gone in this second period. And Detroit still without a shot on goal in it. Penguins lead 2-0.
They went the first 11 minutes of this game without a shot on goal.
Now Danielson a wrister, and Skinner may have gotten a blocker on that. Tumbling puck in behind Skinner's net. And Spinney keeps it alive, defended by Kulak. Tries to work it along the far boards, but Kulak all over him like a suit. Kicked along the far wall, down into the corner it goes.
Like a cheap suit, I know.
Still working on those payments, huh?
2 more on this one.
Pucked up to center ice. Justin Brazeau takes it, plays it off the near wall for Novak. He races it down. Onto his knees, defended by Edmondson. Spins it along the boards and behind the net. Under 13 to play in the second period. Goes out to the neutral zone. Carlson dumps it back into the wings end, far corner. Johansson plays it off the boards, but took a shoulder from Rucker McGroarty. Pumps it up along the far side. Mason Appleton tries to get into the Penguin zone. Carlson coughed it up to Comfer, though. Now Appleton with it in the far circle, in the crease, near circle. One-timer and a save by Skinner. Denying Axel Sandin Pelikov a blast from the near point. And a dump in by the Penguins. Angles right on John Gibson to wave off icing. We've got almost 8 minutes gone in this second period. Penguins lead 2-0. Centering pass, looking for Casper right on the doorstep, but the Penguins broke it up. That was Kindle.
He just took a shot away from Detroit, so here we are, 8 minutes into the second period. Detroit just 1 shot on goal.
Chinakhov in the wing zone, ripped the shot, got deflected, slowed down by Gibson. Stick still almost rolled in. Chinakhov keeps it alive in the neutral zone. Never mind. Raymond over the Penguins line. He'll rip the shot. It gets deflected. Casper plays it off the end boards to the near side. Goes all the way around. One-timer Seider saved by Skinner and swept out by the Pens before Raymond could get a hold.
The shot by Casper hit it hit Raymond right in the lower midsection, if you know what I mean. And he is doubled over, slams the door in disgust.
Rings back in the Penguin zone. It's Kane. One-timer. He whiffed on it near circle.
Swing, bada.
Penguins try to work it out. They get it to Rust. Ahead to Raquel, finally in the neutral zone. They'll take it to the far side and sling it down into the wing's end. Bounces off the shelf in the far corner. Gibson plays it right to Sid. Bottom of the circle. Raquel to Rust. Just off the side of the cage.
Oh, my goodness. The tick, the tack, everything but the toe.
A Tang eye slot. Pumps one. Got deflected. Kane tries to wheel it out. Up ahead to DeBrincat. Had to reach back for the pass, though. Now Kopp over the Penguins line. To Kane near point. In front of the blue line. He'll shovel it deep to the near corner. Kulak the first one there. Pumps it up along the wall. Brian Rust over to Letang. Behind him, though. Will have to poke it deep to keep it out of the way of Andrew Kopp. Penguins still trying to work it out of their zone. They finally get it to the neutral zone, but onto the stick of Jacob Bernard Docker. Penguins lead 2-0. Brian Rust just missing out on his second goal of the day.
That was off a turnover by Gibson. Sid to Raquel. Raquel backdoor to Brian Rust for the one-timer. Put it off the side of the net.
10.5 to play in the second period. The fourth line out there for the Penguins as Lizotte muscles it over the wing zone, gets it down to the near corner, and the Penguins get a change. Stretch pass ahead now to Van Riemsdyk. Tried to go for a shoveling feed to Finney, but the Penguins scoop that away. Now Dewar over the wings line, the air circle, drags, fires, got deflected. Pops up, skims the netting, and keeps it 2-0 Penguins with 10:11 to go in the second period. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
This Pittsburgh Penguins moment is brought to you by the officers, members, and families of Local Union Number 5 of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Our members have lived and worked in the region since 1897, providing all of the electrical and telecommunications needs of commercial, industrial, and residential customers. We offer a state-of-the-art training center that is second to none and internationally recognized. Local Union Number 5 of the IBW will be here to stand by you for all of your electrical installation needs today and well into the future. Our members show their hometown pride supporting the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Protecting your assets should not be. When it comes to insurance, employee benefits, or surety bonding, rely on the industry experts at Suber to help you minimize risk, maximize potential, and improve your bottom line. Suber, an official partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
As the official professional products partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Kimberly-Clark Professionals deliver trusted brands like Scott, Kleenex, and Wipe-All to deliver game-ready hygiene solutions that keep facilities clean, efficient, and prepared for action. Learn more at kcprofessional.com.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Penguins with a 2-0 lead over the Detroit Red Wings, 10-11 to go in the second period. And the Penguins doubling up on shots against the Wings, 12-6. It's 10-5 after 20. The Penguins with 2 and the Wings with 1 through the first almost 10 minutes of this second period now. We're going to face off to the right of John Gibson, Tommy Novak against Dylan Larkin. Puck drops now in the Wings' control. Simon Edmondson wheels it out to the far side, got it ahead to Casper, fling it all the way down to the Penguins, and that'll be icing by the Wings.
Ready for your birthday?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Ryan Pelling, 27. Ryan Ellis, 35. Mike York, 48. Todd Werner, 52. Drake Barakowski, 54. Corey Cross, 55. Kerry Huffman, 58. Rick McLeish, we lost him in 2016 at the age of 66. 76 today. Mike Shaky Walton, 81. And we lost the Golden Jet back in 2023 at the age of 84. Bobby Hull, 87. He last played for the Hartford Whalers in 1980 on that team. At the age of 41, on that team was a 51-year-old Gordie Howe, a 39-year-old Dave Keon, and the last goal that the Golden Jet scored was at the Joe Louis Arena on March the 12th, 1980. He was with Hartford at Detroit. He scored against Rogie Vachon. Happy birthday, boys.
Happy birthday, boys. Be a fly on the wall in that dressing room in Hartford.
Can you imagine? Mark and Marty Howe, the sons of Gordie, were also on that team in those great Hartford Whaler uniforms.
I think that is still the most purchased apparel of a team that no longer exists.
The logo is incredible.
It really is.
The H with the W with the whale is brilliant.
It's got everything you need.
Except the Stanley Cup.
Penguins lead 2-0 with 9 minutes to go in this second period.
I know. Carolina got him one. I know.
There's McGroarty in the wing zone. Blew a tire, though, along the near wall. Sherratt kicks it out to Sandin Pellico. Grew up idolizing Erik Karlsson, young defenseman from Sweden. It's chipped down to the wings end, played by Sherratt. Around the boards to Kane. Jumped off his sticker. Actually angled it out to DeBrincat, but couldn't get it there. Penguins take it back. Letang dumps it down to the wings end.
There's a punch in the head by Ben Sherratt on Chris Letang. Letang with the spin out of the check, and Sherratt with the right hand punched Letang right in the back of the head.
Couple of attempts from the Penguins. None of them got through traffic. It's popped out to the neutral zone. Brett Kulak will take it. 8:15 to go in this second. Penguins lead 2-0. Touched ahead from Letang, looking for Kulak. It's kicked the other way by Detroit. Letang races after it, and the Penguins end near corner.
The amount of ice Chris Letang can cover with those incredible, powerful strides, you take for granted because at times he makes it look easy.
Wings still sitting on just one shot on goal in this second period. Skinner plays the puck, found some pressure from Rasmussen and behind the net. Rasmussen's got it now right behind the cage to the far corner, sweeps it up to Johansson, far point. They'll send it back deep around the boards. Comfer waiting behind the net. Stripped of the puck by Letang, but Rasmussen takes it back near side, up to the near point for Bernard Docker. Wrister gets deflected, rather blocked, and behind the net it goes. JT Comfer, one-timer Johansson, his stick exploded on it. Now Raquel pokes it in the neutral zone on a hustling puck that Jacob Bernard Docker takes away. They skated all the way back in the wings end to regroup. 7:15 to go in this second. Penguins lead 2-0. The Pens steal the puck away. Up ahead to Achari. He'll dump it into the wings end near corner. Sider gets in front of Achari, but now Lazat in front of Bernard Docker. Achari up to Wotherspoon near point. Never mind, it was taken away by James Van Riemsdyk. He scored Thursday night in Pittsburgh. Flips it rink wide to Sider, who dumps it down to the Penguins end. Wotherspoon collects at the near corner, snaps it all the way up ahead to Lazat. Here come the Pens, bit of a 2-on-1 to Dewar. Off his skate it goes. In the near corner, now a cross-ice pass. It's to Carlson, far circle. He got stripped of the puck. Achari a drive, pad saved by Gibson. Loose puck to the far side. It's still loose, and Detroit is able to get it out of harm's way. They'll sweep it out to the neutral zone. Tumbling puck is raced down by Erik Karlsson. 6.5 to play in the second. It's 2-0 Pens. Karlsson to Lazat. Puts it over the wings line, but takes a hard hit from Sider while doing so.
The shift where Sider is stuck out here against the Penguins' fourth line and not Crosby.
Brazeau steals the puck to Mantha on the doorstep. Jumped off his stick. Penn still with it. It's Lazat far circle. He holds. He drags up to the far point. Mantha. He'll wrist one. Deflected. Loose puck. St. Ivany sweeps at it, but stopped by Gibson.
What an athletic save that was by Gibson. Nothing to do with Hockey 101. You won't find that in the goalie manual. That's just an athletic save by John Gibson to keep it 2-0 Penguins.
25-year-old defenseman Jack St. Ivany still looking for his first goal. Meanwhile, the wings in the Penguins zone. Raymond couldn't handle the cross-ice feed. Tommy Novak was thrown into the boards right in front of the wings bench. Was slow to get up, but right now he dumps the puck into the wings end, in and out of the glove of Gibson. As an outlet pass was stopped by the Pens. They have it. It's Kindle near circle in the wings end, down to the corner. Wheels around now, up to the point. Leaves it for Letang at the half wall. He'll take it down to the corner, the goal line. Backhanded centering pass, couldn't connect with McGroarty.
The Penguins are shaking and baking right now, and you talk about the physicality that Detroit is throwing on the Penguins. This is all frustration. They look up on the board just like you do, Joe, and they see it's 2-0, and they only have 6 shots on goal with 5 minutes to go in the second period.
One in this second period. Penguins have it back in the wing zone. McGroarty, a tough angle shot. Gibson may have gotten a puck. Piece of it. Here come the wings, 2-on-1. DeBrincat far circle, he scores. A loose puck that rolled to the far side of the neutral zone. The wings turn it into a 2-on-1. It was DeBrincat and Kopp. The Cat took it all himself. He's got goals in back-to-back games against the Pens. Penguins lead 2-1 with 5 to go in this second period.
I hate to tell you this, but this is 100% on Rutger McGroarty. You basically passed the puck to Alex DeBrincat. By missing the net that wide and DeBrincat picking it up in full stride in the neutral zone, you might as well have just passed him the puck. You got to put the puck on that. You're also at the end of a shift. And he airmails it about 5 to 6 feet over the net. It rims around the wall right into the wheelhouse of a skating Alex DeBrincat. And he is not going to miss from there as he lets one fly. Right-hand shot, left side of the ice, goes up the ladder, over the glove, under the bar. Shot into Gibson here, and it's now 2-1.
The goal by the Wings, their first shot on goal in over 7.5 minutes.
That's a shame.
DeBrincat finds the back of the net. It's 2-1 Pens. 4:43 to go in the second. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Mad Dog Sports Radio presents the Year in Sports 2025. Hi, everybody. Christopher Mad Dog Russo here. Join us as we discuss the most memorable sports moments of the calendar year. Stephen A. on the NBA, Adam Shine, Tom Byrne cover the NFL, and of course, yours truly on the World Series for the ages, plus other top moments with your favorite Mad Dog Sports Radio host. Mad Dog Sports Radio's The Year in Sports 2025. Catch it throughout the holiday season on Channel 82 or listen anytime on the SiriusXM app. Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game. And when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have a take and don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, the show has never changed. We're just back home. And it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Clearly different. Federally insured by NCUA.
Penguins still lead, but Alex DeBrincat gets the Detroit Red Wings on the board. It's 2-1 Pens with 4:43 to go in the second. DeBrincat now scoring in back-to-back games against the Penguins. He's got his 22nd goal on the year, his 275th career goal. He sits at 277 career assists.
Yeah, the two most dangerous players for me, in no particular order, are DeBrincat, then Raymond. Then I throw Larkin, and then probably Kane. If you're talking about pure goal scorers, the most dangerous players with room in shooting areas and time to pick their spot, Alex DeBrincat's unbelievable. Pencil him in for 30. Probably going to be closer to 40. He's already been to 40 a couple times in his career.
He's got 10 power play goals this year. One of them.
One
of them against the Pens on Thursday.
Yeah, that's the most of any U.S.-born player in the National Hockey League.
Tied for third in the NHL overall. 4 minutes to go. Here's Nola Chari with the puck in the wing zone. Didn't quite finish off the shot, defended by Simon Edmondson. Fourth line out there for the Pens to Jackson Ivany at the point. Rink wide to Shea. Wrister coming. It goes wide. Over to the far half wall. Danielson plays it off the boards. Chips it out to the neutral zone as Mason Appleton brings his glove down to the ice to stop it. Now with some speed, it's Finney in the Penguin zone. Near corner. Stops on a dime along the wall. Takes it down to the corner, but Lizotte snaps it away. Here's Dewar through the neutral zone. Near side over the wings line. Dragged it and then lost it. Danielson coughs it up. Think of Bernard Docker, who spits it over to Johansson. Far side, out to the neutral zone. Ryan Shea cuts it off. Fires it over to the far wall. The wings take it. Here's Finney in the slot. Taken out by Tommy Novak. It's going to be a penalty.
Joe, isn't it funny? It was a great game. I love the game of hockey because the momentum swings can be so drastic. Here's a call, then some comments.
Pittsburgh, number 18, minor penalty.
You go back to earlier in the second period, Brian Russ has a wide open net, puts it off the side of the net. Jack St. Ivany has an unbelievable chance in the slot. Shortly thereafter, DeBrincat is able to corral a loose puck score, make it 2-1, and now with 3:19 left here in the second period, Detroit about to go on the power play.
Penguins shorthanded. When we come back, they lead 2-1. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Ford F-Series are the best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh for 11 years running. So it's no wonder that Pittsburgh's favorite hockey team choose Ford as their go-to vehicles. Yep, that's right. Your favorite team meets our favorite team. That's a stacked roster if you ask us. Ford, the official car, truck, and SUV of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Only from your neighborhood Ford store.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
Penguins are 1 for 1 in the PK so far today, but it was short-lived. Came back in the first period. They're holding on to a 2-1 lead right now, late in the second period, 3:19 to go. And the fourth best power play in the NHL, the Detroit Red Wings will take the draw to the right of Stuart Skinner. Dylan Larkin to take a face-off against Noel Acciari.
Edmonton's 1, Pittsburgh 2, Dallas 3, and these Stars, fourth best in the league, fourth best on home ice.
Drop of the puck. Acciari gets it over to the corner. Penguins rimming around the boards, but Kane scoops it up at the near point. Chipped back to Larkin at the circle. To DeBrincat at the corner. Flipped up to Seider at the point. Walks the blue line to Kane at the hash marks. Back to Seider. Defended by Dewar. Stolen by Wotherspoon. He'll clear it out to center ice.
Teamwork there. Dewar, just that little bobble by Seider. Dewar was all over him, forcing the turnover to Wotherspoon.
1:35 to go on the Penguins PK. They lead 2-1 late in this second. Wings back in the Penguin zone. It's Kane over to the brink, the far circle. Wrister off the far post.
There he is again. There he is again. He gets himself open. It doesn't take long, and it's off his stick.
Wings still with it to the high slot. Seider. Wrister deflected. Big pad save by Skinner.
That's a deflection I'm talking about. We saw it earlier from the Penguins where Russ was trying to feed Raquel that high tip. This time, it's Larkin in the high slot. And that's a tremendous save by Stuart Skinner. Those high deflections on the shot passes, because you're so locked in thinking it's a shot, because it's almost like a pitcher, right? Disguising that knuckleball, that changeup, right? It looks like it's a fastball coming out of the hand, but then all of a sudden it changes speed and changes direction. That's a tremendous save by Stuart Skinner to keep it 2-1.
Still only the third shot on goal for the Wings in this second period. 1:15 to go on the Penguins PK. Axel Sandin over to Finney. Second unit out here for the Wings. Down to the near corner for Kopp. Heads towards the crease. Shoulder save Skinner. Loose puck is cleared out by Blake Lizotte.
Good job by Lizotte. No panic there. He couldn't get the puck on his stick right away, but he stayed strong on the stick, won the puck battle, and cleared the zone.
Final minute of the Penguins PK. They send it over above the far circle, now to the high slot. Down to the near circle for Van Riemsdyk. Back over to Sandin Pellikka. Whipped on a pass, poked away by Lizotte, cleared out by Brian Rust.
Once again, a little hiccup, and you got Rust and Lizotte all over you like white on rice.
30 seconds to go on the Penguins PK. They lead 2-1 with under 2 to play in this second period. Around the boards to the far corner. Sandin Pellikka keeps it alive. Shovels it, but clawed out by Chris Letang. He'll slowly get it to the neutral zone.
Good job on Letang. He used the glove, but he was trying to quickly get it to the stick because Dewar had taken off through the neutral zone. If Letang could have got all of that and got it to Dewar, he would have had a 100-foot breakaway.
Letang gets it again and is able to clear it out after some acceleration from Connor Dewar. 3 seconds to go on the Penguins PK, but Seider in the Penguins zone pulls up at the far point. Drops it down deep. It's collected by Kulak below the goal line. Novak's out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. Crosby gets it to Raquel. He'll chip it down to the wings end far corner. Chases after it among Seider. Got it along the far wall, but Rasmussen took it away. Played ahead to JT Compher. He'll dump it down to the Penguins end around the boards to the near wall for Appleton. Stops it at the half boards. Under a minute to go in this second period. Penguins lead 2-1. Compher at the corner. Drops it in behind the net. Rasmussen waiting for it. Brings it up to the near side. Defended by Kulak. It goes tumbling along the wall. Crosby chips it out towards center ice. Russ swatted at it, but Raquel now takes the loose puck. He's in the wing zone. Shot fired and a save by Gibson. Rebound to the end boards. Johansson plays it. Tumbling puck to the side of the cage. Johansson back to his feet. Works it along the corner. Chipped it back for Sherrod. He'll pull it over to the far side of the wings end. It goes angling out to the neutral zone. Wotherspoon settles it down. Half-hearted pass to Russ, but it got there just in time. Over the wings line. He got it to Kindle, jumped off his stick. Far circle. Kindle trying to keep it alive. 10 seconds to go in this second period. Wings take the loose puck. It's Johansson played up ahead of the neutral zone. 7 seconds to go. It's on the stick of Wotherspoon. They'll snap it ahead. Kindle couldn't handle it. 2 seconds for Casper, who takes it into the Penguin zone, and that'll end the second period. Now the Wings get one. On Alex DeBrincat's goal, there's a little bit of a scuffle over in the Penguin zone in the near wall. The officials get in between, and the Penguins still with a 1-goal lead, despite Detroit having just 4 shots on goal in that second period.
Well, it's a shame that the Penguins make one mistake there and it ends up in the net off the stick of Alex DeBrincat. but I really like that penalty kill. That was aggressive, smart, aggressive penalty kill. A couple of big saves by Stuart Skinner. And the Penguins go in that locker room still with a lead, even though there was that little hiccup. The Penguins are playing a tremendous hockey game. Don't be deterred by one mistake. The goal by DeBrincat, you've still done a lot of things right. But with all that being said, you know as well as I do, this Wings team, even though their third period is their worst as far as goals for, goals against, you know that they have another level of intensity, and they're going to bring it here in the third.
They're 14-2-4 in one-goal games. The Penguins handing them an overtime loss on Thursday, and now trying to pick up another win against the Wings here today in their home barn. Brian Metzer is standing by. He'll have the second intermission report for us, along with a chat with the old 2-9er. Penguins lead the Wings 2-1 through 2. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Hi, Staggy here to tell you about another great product from Nova Scotia, Mr. Donair Beef Jerky and Sticks, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins. In Canada, Donair is similar to gyro meat, but it's seasoned beef, not lamb. And like 87, Mr. Donair Beef Jerky is absolutely off the charts. It's keto-friendly, high in protein, and Mr. Donair's gyro seasoning makes it the best jerky you'll ever taste. You'll find it on Amazon, Cohen Markets, Turkey Hill, Country Fair, and PPG Paints Arena. Mr. Donair, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
Keeping your home warm in the winter and cold in the summer, Mitsubishi Electric is a top manufacturer of heating and air conditioner products. And they're hiring. To elevate your career in engineering, project management, product assembly, and more, visit meppi.com/careers.
At UPMC Hillman Cancer Center, we believe cancer care shouldn't just be good enough. It should be life-changing. As the region's only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center, we provide groundbreaking treatments and innovative clinical trials with renowned cancer specialists and a compassionate support system for patients and their families. Discover more at upmchillman.com/lifechanging.
Hey, Pittsburgh fans, this is Phil Bork. In hockey, big goals cause big momentum shift. As we all know, our Penguins have scored a lot of big goals over the years. As a founding partner of the Penguins, PPG also likes big goals and is pursuing them off the ice to better the Pittsburgh community and the world. Through their Colorful Communities program, they team up with community partners to protect and beautify neighborhoods globally. Since 2015, they've completed over 500 projects, including one I had the chance to be a part of right here in Pittsburgh. We like big goals because when we score them, we all win.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Penguins ahead of the Wings 2-1 after 2 periods of play at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. Brian Metzer back here with you, and wasn't a totally clean period, but the Penguins did take care of business to maintain that lead for themselves, up by 1 as they head into the third period here. But the only goal did come off the stick of a Detroit Red Wing, and it's the second time in 2 games we've seen him get on the board. It was Alex DeBrincat scoring his 22nd of the season. And as you heard Phil Bork talking about, right around the 15-minute mark of the period, Rutger McGroarty tried to take a shot from in tight and missed the net, rung it around the wall where it went right to DeBrincat, and they had a 2-on-1 opportunity. I believe it was Brett Kulak back, and he didn't even utilize his teammate. He just came in, got to about the face-off circle and let it fly, beating Stuart Skinner for that 1 goal on the board for Detroit to make it a 1-goal hockey game. The goal came at 15:06. Penguins had to kill off a power play late in that period. At 16:41, Tommy Novak went to the box for hooking, and I'd say their best penalty killer was none other than Stuart Skinner. A situation where they were starting to get some momentum going in the offensive zone as they went to work with the extra man, the Detroit Red Wings, that is. And Skinner was up to the challenge. He made big saves on Dylan Larkin and Andrew Kopp to hold them off the board and keep it a 1-goal hockey game. Shots were a little more minimal than they were in the first period of play when the 2 teams combined for 15, with the Penguins leading the way with 10. This time around, they still outshot the Wings 9-4 and are out shooting them for the game 19-9. It's kind of crazy that they've held this Detroit Red Wings team to just 9 shots so far on the afternoon, and they're probably going to have to get that done moving into the third period as well, as they fight hard to get themselves the equalizer. Hopefully the Penguins can manage a quality third period and get themselves out of Detroit with 2 big points to keep their winning streak intact. When we come back, it is a hockey talk with none other than the old 2-Niner Phil Bourque. You'll hear it next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Dear team, thanks for showing up for me with the best face paint and taunting the other team in the kindest way. For standing on your seat when I need the support and screaming until your throat hurts because you know it makes a difference. For wearing my number. For being the best teammates a player could ask for. At Highmark, we're proud to be cheering alongside the best teammates. Fans like you. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Official health plan of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Hey, Pens fans, Colby Armstrong here. As the official security partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, the local team here at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses throughout southwestern PA. They are headquartered here. Their families eat, shop, and go to school and church in our communities. So they have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/pens for a free security assessment that will address your unique needs. That's vectorsecurity.com/pens.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Penguins 2, Detroit Red Wings 1 at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. Brian Metzer back here with you, and now joined by my good buddy, the old 2-Niner Phil Bourque. Bourque, first, welcome back, my friend. We missed you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man. It's good to be back. Yeah, this is the warm and comfy place. This is the couch that I flop into and kick the shoes off, and it's exactly where I belong. Nice and comfy with you guys.
Hey, you know what I got to tell you, my friend, is when you get back to your booth in Pittsburgh, there are 875 gift bags waiting for you there.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you step away and you're on a different floor doing TV. Big leaguing, you guys.
Yeah, but it's they're waiting for you. We didn't dip in. There's some good-looking stuff there, so I wanted to give you a heads up. Speaking of good-looking stuff, I would say since you stepped away for those couple of games, the Penguins sort of found their game a little bit, cleaned it up a little defensively, scoring some goals. What have you seen over this last little stretch that got them on the winning path?
I concur. Yeah, it's a bunch of things, right? You can't put your finger on one thing because it's not one thing. It's goaltending. It's paying the price defensively. It's even covering up for each other. And what I mean by that is, if there's a little bit of a mistake, make sure you have your responsibility taken care of, but also thinking that one play ahead of, if this bad bounce goes wrong for my D-man I'm on the ice with, can I still take care of my job and maybe help him out in his job? There's a lot of that in a very smart way, covering up for each other. I think attention to detail with the puck in all three zones, which are very important. There's no one zone that's more important than the other. Maybe you could say the defensive zone because it's the closest to your net, but I just a lot of good decision making, and I've talked about this before. As simple as a dump in, Mets. It's dumping the puck in with a purpose. It's dumping to retrieve it. It's not just dumping it of, I just need to get this thing off my stick so I don't turn it over and I don't make a mistake. Everything is with a purpose and everything is collective.
Two things I wanted to ask you coming off of that. First of all that you just mentioned, I think that kind of dovetails in helping your goaltenders too, right? Because when you clean up the puck and you get to the loose pucks and you kind of support one another and make better decisions, you are making it easier on those guys and all the equipment back there to not have to deal with so many odd man rushes, etc.
I didn't really think of it until you just mentioned it. I'm not a goaltender. I don't think like a goaltender, but if I try to, I can only imagine if you feel like you're under, siege you start maybe overthinking it, and maybe some anxiety creeps into your game. But if you feel like, okay, my guys are blocking shots, my guys are really buttoned up defensively, I'm still going to have to make some saves, but I'm not going to have to make 12 ridiculous saves. Maybe I'm only going to have to make 4 or 5. And maybe that kind of lowers your heart rate a little bit and gets you into a better place, if you know what I mean, between the years of just having confidence of, wow, I'm really settling in here. I know what they're going to do. They know what I'm going to do. And collectively, we can keep this thing out of our net.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And I'd say one other thing here in our final minute, Borky, is coinciding with this winning stretch, the return of Blake Lizotte really makes a difference in your bottom six. And when you talk about all those little things, he brings that. And I think the teammates answer it a little bit when they see how hard he works.
It's really unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
A guy that's undrafted, a guy like Blake Lizotte, has become so important to this team. And that's why you never know. Like, he wasn't this important to the LA Kings. He was just a good player. But, right piece of the puzzle at the right time, he snaps right into place. And, boy, he makes, Connor Dewar and Noel Acciari so much better as a Pittsburgh Penguin. And again, that line together is so good. And Dan Muse, when the Penguins are at their best, they're rolling 4 lines, right? And you need that 4th line to be what they are. And they were just rock solid, as well as the penalty kill and all the other things that they do. And it's good to see that Kindle line get on the board, because we talked about it a little bit, that we know how good the first 2 are. We know how good the Lizotte line is. We needed something more from the Kindle line, and we got it with the Chinakhov goal.
Yeah, it's great to have a finisher on that kid line for sure, and it's going to make a difference. Borky, thanks for this. Safe travels home. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Talk to you tomorrow from CBJ.
Yep, sounds good. That is the old 2-9er Phil Bourque, and he and Joe doing a great job on the other end of this for us up in Detroit. When I come back, some news from around the league on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
What are 2 things the Pittsburgh Penguins have in common with Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company? Hard work and dedication. If you're looking for heavy equipment, need a specific part, or want expert service, talk to the industry leaders at Cleveland Brothers, your local CAT dealer. We provide solutions and products for construction, landscaping, oil and gas, electric and industrial power, highway, and more. Let us help you score the winning goal. Visit www.clevelandbrothers.com to learn more.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field, or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
Hey Penguins fans, do you work for, own, or know a deserving, local, woman-owned Pittsburgh business? In honor of Women's History Month, the Penguins and 84 Lumber are joining forces to give back to a woman-owned business within our community and provide them with a $25,000 grant to further support their business. Head to www.pittsburghpenguins.com/empowerhergrant to submit your nominations, and fans will get to select the winner. The Empower Her Grant is a part of 84 Lumber's LIFT program with the Penguins, which focuses on programming tied to leading and inspiring females to thrive.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
This segment of the Penguins Live Intermission Report is brought to you by Smith's Hot Dogs, proud sponsor of the Penguins and official hot dogs at PPG Paints Arena.
Penguins ahead of the Red Wings 2-1 after 2 in Detroit. Brian Metzer back here with you, and I look around the league at what you're going to see a little bit later today. The Columbus Blue Jackets set to receive Zach Werenski back. He's been out of their lineup with an injury. He has missed the past 4 games. It was a lower body. sustained on December 20th. Well, he will play today at 3 p.m., so that's good news for him and his Olympic teammates because he will get a chance to go there as well. Some grim news for the Islanders. We knew last game that Bo Horvat was knocked out of the game against the Mammoth. He is not going to play tonight at 7 p.m., and you hope it's nothing serious. However, dealing with a lower body situation for the Islanders. Should mention former Penguin Casey DeSmith. He was placed on non-roster status with the Dallas Stars, granted a leave due to a personal family matter. So this year he's cruising along at 9-2-4, 2.44 goals against, 912 save percentage, and 1 shutout in his 15 starts. Always a really quality teammate, so hopefully he can get himself back soon. When we come back here, third period action from Detroit. Joe Brand and Phil Bork have it for you on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Feel the bass, ride the rhythm, and move to the dance hits and remixes that defined a generation in Utopia. A channel pulsing with 90s rave classics and iconic 2000s club anthems. Utopia. Channel 341 or at home on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
If you're 500 right now, you must play over 600 hockey. How many of these 600 teams are sustainable? At the very end of the day, playing musical chairs, there's only going to be a few spots and way too many butts. And the teams that lose will make but. And I think for some teams, the math is already not on their side.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Johnson.
Just the nature of the NHL. As bad as things seem, as good as things seem, the NHL just has a way of leveling out. Everyone is doing okay. And it's just one real clump in the middle. No one's really separating. No one's really falling off completely.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey. NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The best hockey lives
three
here.
Canucks are back. Shen, in, Shen, Perron, Schwartz, they score!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Alex DeBrincat scoring in the second period is the only goal for Detroit today, but Igor Chinakov's first goal with the Pittsburgh Penguins still the difference. 20 minutes to go from Motown as the Penguins are trying to make it 4 straight wins, their second straight win against Detroit. And the Wings will come into this game 14-2-4 in 1-goal games. They're trying to maintain their lead in the Eastern Conference standings. He's the old 2-9er Phil Bork. I'm Joe Brandt.
And just 4 shots on goal for Detroit in that second period. 9 is their total after 40 minutes of play. And they probably feel pretty lucky to still be in this hockey game. And for the Penguins, there can be no sense of satisfaction that any of those numbers are working in their favor, just because of how talented this Detroit team is. They're well coached. And man, I would love to see a guy like Rutger McGroarty, who went to Michigan. He was a Wolverine, part of that developmental program down the road in Plymouth. I'd love to see him get a huge goal, an insurance marker, if you will, in this game.
Puck drops to begin this third period. Opening faceoff is brought to you by number 1 Cochrane Club 1 Rewards. Penguins in their road white sweaters attacking from left to right with Seward Skinner in net. The Detroit Red Wings in their home red sweaters shot towards the net, deflected by Rustin Crosby. And Crosby keeps it alive below the goal line, takes it to the far side of the cage, now in behind the net. Doubles it over towards Russ, but it's still angled wide in the near corner. And now we get a whistle blown. There's going to be a penalty on Detroit.
This is on Penguins had the puck, though. Penguins had the puck. Who's going?
Maybe Edvinsson?
Right, 77. Minor penalty. Hook.
Unless, as Sid was about to control that puck, maybe there was a touch by Detroit.
Was that it?
I'm with you. We're both watching the replay, trying to find a penalty there on Simon Edvinsson. You got to take full advantage. I did not see any. And now you're hearing it. I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Red Wings fans. That's not a penalty. There's no penalty there. This guy's playing hard, but the Penguins didn't have any luck the other night as far as the stripes, and things kind of work out in the wash. And when you get your opportunity, you get your break, as this one is right here at the start of the third period. Up a goal, fresh sheet of ice, and been gifted a power play. You better take full advantage.
Penguins with 3 power play goals in their last 3 games. They've scored on the power play in 4 of their last 5. It's Brazeau to the near circle on the wing's end. Carlson's pass to nobody. All the way down to the Penguins' end it goes.
Interesting, no Mantha here. And I don't see Mantha on the bench. So Brazeau on this number 1 unit instead of Anthony Mantha.
1:20 to go on the Penguins' power play. Sid up ahead to Brazeau over the wings line near point, defended by Danielson, but still gets it down to the half wall. Now Carlson walking the blue line in the slot. Loading up was Russ, but couldn't get a clean pass. Rasmussen broke it up. Down to the far corner for Raquel. He swings it up to the near side for Crosby. Shoveled back to Raquel. Now to Russ, far circle. Up to Carlson at the point. Walks the blue line. Crosby near circle. Crossover to Russ. His stick explodes on it. No race to the bench for a new twig. Penguins wheel it around the near boards to Crosby. Up to Carlson. High slot. Throws it over to the far wall. Raquel keeps it alive for Brian Russ with a new stick. At the point, it's Raquel swept down to the corner with 40 seconds to go on the Penguins' power play. They lead 2-1 early in this third period. Crosby's got the puck. Carlson above the circle. He drags, he fires. It's blocked by Rasmussen. Carlson, a Russ, a shot, a save, loose puck, and it's saved by Gibson. 27 seconds to go on the Penguins' power play. A little over 2 minutes gone in this third period. It's still 2-1 Pens.
There were some opportunities for Erik Karlsson, and he's been so good for the most part this season of wristing pucks at the cage, creating chaos with that shot that he has. Not necessarily trying to score, but getting it on goal and making the goaltender fight it off. When you've got a guy like Brazeau setting up the tripod in front of John Gibson, you got to get it through. You cannot get that shot blocked. And now Anthony Mantha is back, and now he's on the second unit.
Igor Chinikov on the second unit as well, so it looks like McGroarty off of it. And the Penguins kick it over. It gets bounced over to the near side. Kindle will sweep it deep into Tommy Novak, that is, and behind John Gibson's net. Laid out to Chinikov, far half wall, high slot Letang. He cruises to Chinikov, wrister wide of the net. Off the end boards, and then it hit the official, Marco Kasper, able to crank it out to the neutral zone. Then Kindle knocks it down out of midair. The Penguins regroup. Oh, Kindle needs a new stick now.
He broke his stick, and he threw it right in front of Chinikov, and Chinikov almost turned the puck over. There was almost a breakaway. Kindle not thinking, I got a broken stick, I got to get rid of it, but threw it right into the feet of Chinikov. Yikes.
Edvinsson out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. A shot from Brett Kulak gets deflected out of play. Almost 3 minutes gone in this third. Penguins unsuccessful on the power play. They lead 2-1.
That was a crazy sequence. Ben Kindle knocked the clearing attempt out of midair. Felt something in the stick, so he kind of went to flex it. Realized it's broken. The referee's going to see it's broken. I have the puck. I'll get it over to Chinikov, but then he just panicked and said, I got to get rid of my stick here. I don't want to throw it anywhere, and he threw it right in front of Chinikov.
Leaving booby traps for his teammates.
Crisis reverted.
Penguins win the draw in the wing zone. Wrister from Letang goes to the near corner. Kulak's got it. Letang high slot. His wrister is blocked by Patrick Kane. Kane takes it over the Penguins line to Brinkett, far circle. Settled down the puck after it was airborne. Keeps it alive in the corner. Got it to Kane. Hash marks, far circle. Tries to work around to Chari. Brings it below the goal line. Swings it up to DeBrincat at the corner. DeBrincat Hunting in behind the net. Got it to Kane. Far corner. Swept up top. Bernard Docker a drive. That got blocked. Chris Letang. Lazat chips it over to Letang. He's over the wings line. Far circle. Slows down. Brings it to the corner. And then gets defended by Johansson, but still escapes the puck to Connor Dewar. He'll sweep it in behind for Lazat, who pokes it along the far wall. Taken out by Detroit. Kane hustling for it. Rust fresh off the bench. Will sweep it over to Ryan Shea. Shea accelerates and dumps it down to the wings end. Around the boards as Gibson plays it behind his net. Flipped over to the near side for Edvinsson. His outlet pass deflected off Rickard Rakell's stick. It goes out of play. Almost 4 minutes gone in this third. Penguins lead 2-1.
Well, when America needs a power play, EQT delivers. Fueling freedom, strengthening allies, and unleashing U.S. LNG, liquid natural gas from right here in Pittsburgh. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
Penguins are out shooting Detroit 22-9. And once again, the Wings are slow to get their first shot on goal to begin the period. Took them 11 minutes in the first. St. Ivany sends a blast. It's slowed down by Rakell, and a quick shot on net that Gibson steers wide. Tough angle shot from Crosby along the end board. Still hit the side of the cage. Now it's angled out into the Penguin zone. Skinner will slow it down for Ryan Shea, near side. Take it up towards center ice, but has to get around Lucas Raymond. Will do so. Getting it to center ice to Russ. Shovels it deep into the wings end near point. Brandon Edvinsson. 6'6", 222 pounds of him, flings it ahead along the near boards. It tumbles into the Penguins, and Waterspoon collects. Once again defended by Raymond as it's sent along the near wall. Rakell there first. He'll shovel it out to center ice as Sandin Pellikka corrals it. Rink wide to Larkin. Now over to Sherratt. He'll take it over the Penguins line, near side. Down to the half wall at the corner. Soft shot. That goes in behind the net to Parker Waterspoon. But then Kindle on the far side of his own end up to center ice. Skates over the Wings logo, now over the Wings line. Tipped to Carlson, jumped right off his stick. Here's Emmett Finney with the puck. Over the Penguins line. He's got Appleton to his right. Fired a shot, stick save by Skinner. He didn't get all of it. Sherratt keeps it alive around the boards to the far half wall for Sandin Pellikka for the Wings. In the Penguins zone, he brings it to the near side. Up to the circle, high slot Appleton. He'll hang the far point towards the net. Then he tried to redirect it, but it went wide. And behind the net now for Van Riemsdyk, centering pass that missed Sherratt and Finney. It goes all the way down to the Wings end.
Ben Kindle having a little chat with himself. I get it, Ben. He had so much speed to the neutral zone, but there's a great gap by the Wings. A turnover, just a little drop pass that got picked off right at the blue line. Those blue lines are so important when you are making little plays like that and you're a one-goal lead on the road.
Wings back in the Penguin zone. Kopp trying to feed Kane. Kulak got in the way of it, though. Puck rolls over to the near wall, pushed ahead as Mantha kicks it out to center ice, races it down to the Wings end. Bernard Docker cuts it off, though, as now Brazeau taps it along the far wall. Novak gets in front of Kane for the puck, but pops it right up to Andrew Kopp. He'll skate it up to center ice. Over the Penguins line with some speed. DeBrincat to his left. DeBrincat with the puck near half wall. Thrown to the boards by Mantha. Chips it into the corner. Kopp can't get a handle on it. Novak looks to dig it out, but it goes slowly rolling in behind Stuart Skinner's net. The far side, it's Mo Seider ripping a tough angle shot. Went behind the net, though, and angled all the way down to the Wings end.
No, I'm being nitpicky here, but I feel like I need to. Tommy Novak has a puck in the far corner in the offensive zone. Just blindly 360 throws it to the slot. That's a hoper play. And you got to take inventory of who you're on the ice against. It's that DeBrincat and Patrick Kane are out there on the ice. You cannot just hope a play like that with those guys out on the ice.
Fourth line out there now for the Pens. St. Ivany near circle, sends a wrister, went high.
Need to hit the net.
Wings take it the other way after a long rebound. Comfer back to Appleton. Shot fired, glove saved by Skinner. 13-14 to go in the third. Penguins still hanging on to a 2-1 lead here in Detroit. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Your home for the biggest stories in the league is SiriusXM NFL Radio.
For 4 teams, the NFL playoffs start on the final week of the regular season. It's win or go home as the Ravens visit the Steelers.
The king is in! Derrick Henry!
And in the NFC South, the division championship is on the line with Carolina taking on Tampa Bay.
Listen, to have a chance at home to get into the playoffs and win the division, wouldn't have it any other way.
We're previewing all the games with playoff implications all week long.
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
If you're 500 right now, you must play over 600 hockey. How many of these 600 teams are sustainable? At the very end of the day, playing musical chairs, there's only going to be a few spots and way too many butts. And the teams that lose will make but. And I think for some teams, the math is already not on their side.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Penguins.com/promotions. Penguin season presented by UPMC.
Penguins still working with a 2-1 lead, but Detroit is pressuring. 13-14 to go in regulation here from Little Caesars Arena. Only visit to Motown for the Pens this year. And the Wings picking up a couple of shots on goal now in this third. Penguins leading in that category, 23-11.
Yeah, the third game of the three-game season series will be back in the Berg. And that'll be in the end of March.
Be a whole nother world at that point. Post-Olympics.
March the 31st.
A couple weeks left on the season at that point. Penguins attacking left to right. They've got the puck in the wing zone far corner. 13 minutes left on the clock here in Detroit. Zot playing it off the wall. Keeps it alive as Casper is wrapping up in behind him. Chari comes in there for some help. Zot got it to Raquel. Played over to the far side. As Lazat dashes towards the bench, Crosby comes off. It's sent deep. Into the near half wall. Larkin will send it back deep in the wing zone. 17 Pelika ahead to Sherrod, who pumps it out to the neutral zone. Russ couldn't stop it. Casper's got it into the Penguins' end far corner. Jack St. Ivan, he races in for the loose puck, plays it along the wall. As Russ shovels it ahead to Crosby. Now Raquel blasting into the wing zone. He's got one defender. He'll wrist one, saved by Gibson, sticked over to the far circle. Kulak couldn't get a handle of it.
I love how Raquel has got one goal in his last 11. I love how he was able to get speed to the neutral zone, attack Mo Sider, who just came off the bench, had to pivot and then get into his defensive posture. But Raquel did a great job of using that defenseman, Mo Sider, as a screen. Another big save by John Gibson.
12 minutes on the clock here in Detroit. Penguins lead 2-1. Puck is in the Penguin zone, far wall. Chinakhov pokes at it, swats at it, carries it out to the neutral zone, but the Penguins cough it up. Edvinsson of Detroit will fling it down to the Penguins end around the boards that Skinner stops behind his cage. Brings it over to the far side for Kulak. Up ahead to Chinakhov, who will dig it out to the neutral zone, sent back the other way by Detroit. DeBrincat near point. He's in the circle. Slows down. Wrister, saved by Skinner. 11:35 to go in regulation. Penguins with a 2-1 lead over the Red Wings.
To give you the numbers, leading, trailing. Detroit trailing this season 4-12-2, trailing after 40 minutes of play, I should say. Leading after 40 minutes, the Penguins are 12-2-4. I don't have to tell you, the Penguins need these points a lot more than Detroit does right now. And with this being the first game of the day, if the Penguins can get the 2 points, I don't care how they get them. As soon as the game's over, they'll be in a wild card spot.
Wings win the draw. Quick shot on net, and Skinner reading it. Makes a glove save low as Johansson ripped it from the near corner. 2-1 Pens.
Yeah, there won't be a shot on goal because it came from such an angle towards the goal line that Skinner just reached out with the glove. And they do not register a shot on goal.
11:20 to go in this game, and the Penguins only allowing 12 shots on goal for the Wings. The season low this year is 20. Here's Brazeau with a wraparound, but he never fired the puck. Wotherspoon wrists it high and wide. Big loud bang off the end boards. It only trickles to the near corner. Novak takes the puck away, but gets wrapped up into the wall against Danielson. Chipped over to the slot for Brazeau. Mantha whacks at it, and a save by Gibson. Loose puck to Mantha at the near corner. There's a blast. Carlson's stick breaks.
Oh, you can take these one-piece sticks and you can ship them back to where they were made. It's unbelievable how many of these one-piece sticks out of nowhere shatter at the most important time. Yikes.
Engineer Al Rosenberg saying there's 5 broken sticks by the Pens today. What are there, termites in stick bags? 10:30 to go in regulation, 2-1 Pens.
I don't think termites and carbon fiber are very friendly with each other. You're back in my era when I used to use the wooden stick. I like it though, Joe.
I'll go back to my biology class once we leave Detroit. Brian Rush trying to crash towards the net, got wiped out by the side of the cage. Loose puck sitting there. It's taken away by Lucas Raymond.
No stick for Gibson. Now he can go back and get it behind the goal line.
Wings brought it into the Penguins zone, but the Pens steal it away. It's dropped back deep to the near corner. Penguins still lead 2-1. We've got less than 10 to play here in Detroit. Ryan Shea skates it up to center ice, slings it over to Chris Letang. He'll dump it into the wings end. Around the boards from near to far, Patrick Kane cuts it off at the half wall, sent it deep to Seider, who flipped it back to Kane, who had to paw it down. Now back to Seider. Lost it in behind Gibson's net, hustled for it, swung it around the boards to Simon Edvinsson.
Look out.
Stretch pass ahead, looking for Kane. Out of his net is Skinner to play. It'll fling into the far wall.
The Penguins lost track of Patrick Kane. You don't want to do that the rest of this hockey game.
Just a little bit too much on that pass from DeBrincat. Otherwise, Kane would have had a breakaway opportunity. Now here come the Pens. Bit of a 2-on-1. Achari near circle. A drag. Saved by Gibson. Puck sits there, and then it's frozen. The Detroit goaltender out of the top left part of his crease makes the stop and then freezes the loose puck to send us to another break. 2-1 the Penguins lead with 9:12 to go from Detroit. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network presented by S&T Bank.
Get ready for the ultimate Elton John experience when the Rocket Man Show starring Russ Anderson takes the stage at Rivers Casino. Live from the Event Center on Thursday, February 12th. Chosen by Elton himself. Sing along to classics such as Tiny Dancer, Rocket Man, Candle in the Wind, and so many more. Head to riverscasino.com for tickets and join us for a night of greatest hits, gorgeous costumes, and fierce piano playing.
On the ice, playing smart can sound like this. And in the grocery store, shopping smart will sound like this. At Shop and Save, you can have a game-winning meal plan with essential everyday Culinary Circle and Stone Ridge Creamery products. Stock up on our store brands and rack up your pump perks to redeem at 140 participating Sunoco locations. Shop, save, enjoy life.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Still 2-1 Penguins. 9:12 to go in regulation. Brian Rust and Igor Chinakhov starting the scoring in the first period. Alex DeBrincat with the lone Detroit goal. That was in the second. Both teams with a few chances here in the third, but it stays a 2-1 game for the Pens.
The Penguins in a huddle at the blue line for this offensive zone faceoff. Of course, Sid is the quarterback.
QB will take the draw to the left of John Gibson against JT Compher. Sid wins the draw to the near wall for Letang. Wrister saved by Skinner. Maybe didn't get through traffic. It goes over to the far wall. McKell tapped it over to Russ, but puck sits there at the far boards. Compher pulls it away, gets it to Appleton. Here comes Detroit and some momentum over the Penguins line. Appleton slowing down at the point, wrapped up by Chris Letang. They both lose their sticks. And Letang picked up his own, thought he maybe picked up the wrong stick for a moment.
That's a really strong play defensively by Chris Letang on Appleton.
Wings dump it back into the Penguins zone. Played off the near corner by Skinner. He'll fling it around the boards despite Compher putting some pressure on. Penguins couldn't clear it out just yet. Kept alive by Van Riemsdyk, and a shot rather from Rasmussen goes off the end boards. Down to the ice goes Kindle fighting for the puck. McGroarty swoops in. Can't clear it out yet. Comfer with it. High slot for the Wings in the near circle. Down to the corner in the Pens end. Stripped of the puck by Kindle. Penguins will clear it out to the neutral zone. Finally, it goes down into the Wings end, but has enough for icing. 8:15 to go in regulation. Penguins lead 2-1.
One more reminder about tonight's Powerball jackpot. Now has an estimated annuity of $64 million. Yeah, $64 million. Don't forget to play your local retailer or online. Pennsylvania lottery proceeds benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. You got to be 18 or older. And please play responsibly.
First half of a back-to-back for the Pens. They'll be in Columbus tomorrow afternoon. 3:30 puck drop against the Blue Jackets. Face off to the right of Stuart Skinner. The Penguins control. McGroarty carries it out to the neutral zone. Chips it down to the Wings end near corner. It's thrown into the boards by Sherratt, but still able to roll it to the far wall for Chinakhov. He'll send it deep. Goes off the end boards. Out of the reach of McGroarty to the near side for Sherratt. He'll carry it to the neutral zone. Rucker lost his stick. Will pick it back up in momentum. The Wings dump it down to the Penguins end. It's taken away by Kane. Far half wall. Then stolen by Tommy Novak. Novak will take it up to center ice. Cut over the Wings line. Some nice moves to get around Johansson. Down in the ice. He gets it to Mantha. Jumped off his stick. Far circle.
They tried to go from backhand to forehand. And in that motion, he lifted his head up to see where Gibson was. And it just rolled off the heel of the stick.
7:30 to go from Detroit. Penguins with a 2-1 lead over the Wings. Out shooting them 28-12. Erik Karlsson taking his sweet time within the Penguin zone. As the Pens got a change. And dumped all the way down to the Wings end. And easily played by John Gibson. Now ahead to Larkin. Up the neutral zone for Kasper. Far side back to Larkin with speed in the Penguin zone to Kasper far circle. Pushed into the corner by Mantha. Puck rolls along the boards. Cranked along to the near wall for Edmondson. He waits at the half board. Brings it down to the corner. Brazeau stripped it for a moment. Plays it off the end wall looking for Shea. Tumbling puck that Shea will keep pinned along the wall. And now clear it up, but not out. And Kasper almost had a clear opportunity in front of the crease. Penguins do get it down to the Wings end, though. They'll get a change. Under 7 minutes to play here from Detroit. Ahead to Emmett Finney. Gains some speed, chips and chases to the Penguins end near corner. Shea waiting for it along the boards. Pumps it up to St. Ivany. They'll flutter it ahead. Airborne, it's tumbled down by Mo Sider. He'll corral it in the Wings end. Ahead to Finney in between the penalty boxes. Penguins broke that up. Sider's got it again in his own zone. Wrapped it up to Van Riemsdyk, who angled it down to the Penguins end near corner. Shea plays it off the end boards. Brings it over to the far side. Waits it up towards center ice and dumps it to the Wings end. Outstretched glove by Sandin Pellikka. Slowed it down. Slung it over to the near side. Van Riemsdyk plays it off the board. Chips it out to the neutral zone. Sandin Pellikka able to get it ahead to Kopp, but then Crosby steals it away. Got it to Rakell. He's over the Wings line now to the near circle. Whiffed on a shot. Tried to bring it down to the corner. Sandin Pellikka pokes it along the near boards as Andrew Kopp will race after and take it. And his rink-wide pass blocked by Crosby, sent deep by the Pens again.
Absolutely loving the Penguins' energy right here. Persistent puck hounding, and they're really staying connected in all three zones. And they're really frustrating the Detroit Red Wings that they just can't get any time, they can't get any space, and they can't get anything going offensively because the Penguins are clogging it up.
Pens back in the wing zone now, down to the far corner. Edmondson works it around Kindle, then coughed it up. Kindle up to Wotherspoon at the far point. He'll send it deep, cut off by the wing. Chinakhov's got it. His wrister blocked by Edmondson. Plays it off the far half wall. Rims it around the boards to the near wall for Kindle. Karlsson to Kindle in the circle. Now to Chinakhov. He fires. Shoulder save from Gibson.
Oh, there's that release. That's a scary release to Chinakhov. My goodness, can this kid shoot the puck?
Karlsson now over the Wings line again. Throws it to the far corner from the near point. Raymond races after to the half wall. Chips it deep. Brazeau got it to Kindle. Brazeau hustling towards the net. Backhand shot. Mantha never got it through.
I love that. Tiptoeing through the tulips was the big man, the brawny man, Justin Brazeau.
Under 5 minutes to go here in Detroit. We're in Big Mac territory, but the Penguins lead 2-1. They could love a goal right here. Down to the near corner of the Penguins' end. Swept along the end boards by Novak. Couldn't get it cleanly to Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon trying to play it off the boards. It goes tumbling to the far side. Brazeau will clear it out into the Wings' end. Penguins will get a change. Big Mac attack is valid anytime the Penguins score with 5 minutes or less left in regulation. Just download the McDonald's app, claim your free Big Mac with a purchase of just $1 or more.
That's icing.
Wings ice it down into the Penguins' end. 4 minutes to go here from Detroit. Penguins lead 2-1.
There's a part of me that absolutely loves this situation for the Penguins. You have to learn how to win these games, Joe. You have to go into hostile territory, and a team like the Red Wings, hold them to 12 shots, but know that they've got a lot of dangerous weapons that they have in their lineup offensively. And you have to pay attention to detail. They're not just going to give it to you. You're going to have to really earn the 2 points here in Motown.
Crosby wins the draw on the wing zone. Kulak takes it for a ride around the boards. Letang sends it deep. Crosby plays it off the end wall in behind Gibson's net. Takes his time with it up to Letang near half wall at the hash marks. Brisker towards the net. Taken away by Bernard Docker. Wing skated up to the neutral zone. It's Compher sweeping it to Appleton. His pass got blocked by Brett Kulak. Loose puck in the corner. Crosby will take it. 3:35 to go in Detroit. Penguins lead 2-1. Right for the puck in the neutral zone. It's scooped up by Appleton. They'll take it over the Penguins line near side. Played off the wall. It's cleared out by Chris Letang. Sherratt snaps it over to Sandin Pellikka, who dumps it back into the Penguins zone. Around the boards, Letang there waiting for it. At the corner, he feeds it to Kulak. Kulak off the near boards. McGroarty tried to swat it into the wing zone. It got broken up. Kindle now gets it to Chinikov. Far circle, drags, tries to get around Sandin Pellikka. Still with the puck in the corner. Plays it off the boards and around the wall for St. Ivany at the near point. Tap to Kindle, near circle, up to Shea, far point. He hustles towards the far circle, now to the corner. At the goal line, stops on a dime. Works around the defense of Detroit. Under 3 to go here in Motown. Penguins lead 2-1. Around the boards onto the stick of Finney, as Detroit will work it over to the far side.
And just before this pressure by the Penguins, Todd McClellan went down his bench and he gave the number 1 finger to John Gibson, saying one moment, he just did it again. He just gave the number 1 to John Gibson, saying, I'm going to take you soon.
Gibson lifting his stick up in recognition of his head coach's nod. 2:25 to go here in Detroit. Penguins lead 2-1. There goes John Gibson. Empty net for the Wings. 6-on-5 for Detroit. Around the boards in the Penguins' end in the far corner. DeBrincat sends it to the stick of Wotherspoon. It played off the near wall. Shoveled up but not out by Lizotte. Kept in by the Wings. Off the stick of Carlson. Kane hunting. Up ahead of the neutral zone it goes, but the Wings take it back. 2:05 to go as Lizotte will chip it out to the Wings' end. It's handled by Van Riemsdyk. Empty net for Detroit with less than 2 minutes to go from Little Caesars Arena. Lucas Raymond over to Kane at the far point. He chips it down to the Penguins' end far corner. Wotherspoon kicks it along the wall. Carlson a soft pass looking for Lizotte. It got around DeBrincat. Lizotte to Achari. Now over to Connor Dewar in the neutral zone looking for the empty net. He'll fire. It gets blocked by Seider. Patrick Kane with the loose puck. 1:35 to go in Detroit. Touch pass to DeBrincat. He's got speed over the Penguins line. He'll chip it down to the near corner as it angles off the boards. Wotherspoon kicks it over to the end wall. Loose puck at the goal line. Raymond sweeps it up to Kane, but he has to race after it. It goes all the way down to the Wings end. Here comes Crosby blasting in. Seider tried to clear it out, but Sid broke it off. Kane with it in the near corner of his own end. 1:15 to go here in Detroit. It's Seider over the Wings logo to Raymond at the near side. Around the boards in the Penguins' end far half wall. Kulak got a touch on it. Crosby with it. Chips it off the boards. Seider couldn't stop it. Raquel blasting in. Loose puck in the wing zone. And he nets the empty net. Rickard Raquel named to Sweden's Olympic roster just a day ago. Gives the Penguins a 3-1 lead here in Detroit with a minute to go from Motown.
Wow. They paid the price, man. The Penguins paid the price here this afternoon. And what a job by Sidney Crosby to chip that puck into the neutral zone. And in the 87th all-time trip to Detroit, the Penguins have a 3-1 lead on an empty net goal by Rickard Raquel. And the apple goes to the captain.
Rickard Raquel picks up his first goal since December 21st against Montreal. That was the goal. And Sidney Crosby past Mario Lemieux. And there goes John Gibson again. Penguins lead 3-1 with 50 seconds to play here in Detroit. Wings have the puck in the Penguins zone. Around the boards, it comes up to the near half wall. Finney tried to send it deep. Letang broke it off, but couldn't clear it out. Fight for the puck in the near corner. 40 seconds to go here from Detroit. They shovel after it. It goes rolling to the circle. Lazat pokes it out to Dewar. Dewar in the neutral zone for the empty net. He scores! Connor Dewar with an empty net goal, and the Penguins take a 4-1 lead with 31 seconds to go here in Detroit.
Giddy up, let's go. If you don't have goosebumps, change the channel. You're listening to the wrong sport. What a performance by your Pittsburgh Penguins. Back-to-back wins against the Detroit Red Wings, leaders of the Atlantic Division, one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, and the Penguins come into Motown, and they're going to win this back-to-back.
The Wings were trying to close in with another one-goal game to pick up at least a point, but the Penguins net 2 empty netters. 5 seconds to go here in Detroit. And the Pittsburgh Penguins have won 4 straight. They take 2 straight from the Detroit Red Wings and continue their solid start to the year of 2026. A 4-1 winner against the Wings in their home barn of Little Caesars Arena. And the second win for Stuart Skinner in a Penguins uniform.
Yeah, partner, I got a compartment in my brain for this one here. I'm going to hang on to this one for a while. This is a city and a building the Penguins have not had a lot of success in over the years. And to come in here after winning the game in overtime 2 nights ago against Detroit, to come in here, and I have to keep looking up at the scoreboard because my eyes are showing me something I don't believe. 12 shots. 12 shots on goal for the Red Wings here this afternoon. Wow. What a defensive performance by the Pens.
31 shots for the Penguins as they limited Detroit to their first shot on goal for the first 11 minutes. And then able to delay Detroit from picking up their first one in the second period as well, along with the third. Solid defense from the Pens against another top opponent as Detroit came into this game in the top of the Eastern Conference standings. And let's head on downstairs and bring in Ben Kindle. After this 4-1 win over Detroit, Ben, this Red Wings team is not an easy team. You guys really buckled down these last 2 games now. What have you liked most from your team?
Yeah, no, we've been playing our structure and working hard for each other. So last few games out, we've been on a roll.
Ben, talk us through the goal by Chinakhov and you going back in your zone. Was there any chatter from your goaltender, from a teammate, and just the smarts of Chinakhov in that change to post up on the far blue line for you to give him that stretch pass? Can you talk us through that one a little bit?
Yeah, I think just a good play by him just to find some open ice down ice and just made it easy on me to put that pass there, and he had a great finish.
What do you like what he brings to this offense, but especially